grammar for years, qualitative, quantitative, whatever. But just, you know what I mean? So some of these conversations, when you say a certain thing, I can reflect on it. So anyway, what you just said was important. And I used to tell the students when they come into the school, you already know how to talk. Like, you're not coming here for me to teach you how to talk. What you're coming here to learn is what you're doing when you speak compared to the standard language. So now you can understand why, like when you break up your sentence and you speak the way you speak, right? If you wanted to reconstruct that and put it in a normal sentence, you could do it very easily and grammatically correct. And it wouldn't devalue your language. Like I told you the other day, I had some poem in dialect and he read a piece of the poem. And then I said, explain it. He couldn't explain it in vernacular, even though we would all know what he meant, but it wouldn't make sense in an academic setting. So he immediately switched to standard American grammar. You understand? So when you come to school, I'll tell him you already come with a noun, a verb, a subject, an object, a dependent
preposition.
clause, an independent
Yeah.
clause. You're using these things, you just don't know what they are. So
Mm-hmm.
when you come here, I'm literally teaching you what your own language is about.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's going on. And I used to laugh at them because they would be like, "Yo, she's Mexican and she's fell in Spanish class," and I'm like, "You fell in English." Do you mean they don't know the formal language either? Why for you think
Right.
they got to go to Spanish class? Because they don't know the
Mm-hmm.
formal, they don't speak the formal language. Well, what is this assumption y'all got that because that lady is French, she speak the standard grammar of French? She probably speaks some broken dialect from some fucking France, and you just think she sounds smart because she have a dialect to you, an accent to you. But what you don't understand is that when you're in school, it's not to learn what you don't already know. It's to understand what you're doing
What you're
with the
doing,
language.
yeah.
That's why you got to learn the fundamental structure so you can understand how you deviated from it, how you created your patois or your ebonics or your dialect, this, and that. That's what happened. And then you got more of appreciation and a deficiency syndrome.
But I do kind of get what Chef is saying though, to a certain degree. And that's only because I was, a lot of my family were educators. So there's certain shit that I just wasn't allowed to do at home. Like I wasn't allowed to say I ain't got no. Like my mama wouldn't even acknowledge shit. Nigga, it's I don't have any. Like I wasn't allowed to say that. Like I wasn't allowed to use bad English at home. You know what I mean? I could only, you know, talk slang or whatever when I left the house. So I get what he's saying. Like you do kind of learn how to speak. Like somebody's got to put that shit or teach you the right way outside of school though. You know?
Mhm.
No, I agree with what you're saying. I say the
Yeah.
primary language register is your
Or
mother first, then your home
or,
environment, then your friends environment, right?
Hey,
I tell you when I used to get. I tell you when I used to get all the time too. If I was to look at my auntie or my grandmama and say, where's the remote at? They would respond to me behind that preposition. That's the response I would get. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, so I got that shit drilled in me at home.
hey, but Smalls,
Because
when you say
they were taught you're
your
not supposed to
you
end
shouldn't
sentences.
say I ain't got no right. I used to
Uh-huh.
like I had an English my English teachers like she would be on all of us like even like I said the white kids she would even be on them about like the way they would speak right. But I always thought like when she would correct me, she would always like if I'll be like she'd be like pull out a loose leaf sheet of paper. I'd be like yo I ain't got no loose leaf. You know what I'm saying right?
All right.
She'd be like, I ain't got no. She would say that like out loud in front of the class, like, but I would think like, man, that's racist as hell. But no, what she was doing was just basically trying to get me into the habit of using the,
Right.
the proper term, the proper English. You know what I'm saying? The proper grammar and shit. So
Right.
yeah.
Right.
I was
But
completely
that just
different.
reminded me of that. You know what I mean?
I was completely different. I allowed you to talk in class, like we talk in between the lesson. You could use any vernacular you want, any slang you want, as long as you ain't profane. But when in lesson time, you got to switch. Like when I ask you to go to
Okay.
that board and express your sentence, it better be clear. It better not have one grammatical mistake. The comma better be in the right place. All the punctuation marks, all the capitalization, everything better be on point. And you can turn around and say, "Ain't this good, Mr. Robbins?" And I'll be like, "Yep."
Right.
Because I know the different language registers, because now you're demonstrating to me that you understand the fundamental grammar, but you're comfortable enough with me to turn around and speak to me like a real person. You
Right.
understand what I'm
Okay.
saying? And
Yeah. Yeah.
that's how I ran the classroom to where the students bought
Okay.
in.
Okay.
But we understood this all the way back in the 70s, right? This brought up if you are familiar with the what's the show? Good Times, right? Michael was making the same argument, right? The son, the little militant, the smart one, right? The one under JJ. Y'all remember him, Michael, the militant
Yeah,
midget.
the yellow one.
Yeah, the militant midget, right? So look, one of his friends was having problems in school, and they was calling him stupid. Now Florida started tutoring the little boy, and she realized it was a language comprehension problem, right? So when the teacher and them had came over, and they were sitting there quizzing the little boy, you dig what I'm saying? He was getting the shit wrong, and he looked at crazy. And then she came over and rephrased the questions and how they spoke in the projects, and he got all of the shit right. You dig what I'm saying? So black people were trying to say that even back in the day, like, yo, if we speaking different, you know what I mean? Like, it ain't that y'all can't figure out the equation. He ain't even, y'all speaking foreign to him. He don't even understand what the fuck y'all saying. Like that shit, like TV shows back in the day used to do a lot for us. You know what I mean? Like, we need to go back and see that black people already figured a lot of this shit out. That we acting like, you know what I mean? Like we starting over at ground zero again. Like, nah, yo, black people, you know what I mean? When just
Niggas
figuring
been
this
knew this
shit out.
shit. Yeah.
Been knew this shit. But yeah, that was a good episode, man. Like, even it was a good episode one time where one of the little kids in the neighborhood was deaf. And they kept calling him stupid and everything else, but he was actually deaf. You dig what I'm saying? Do y'all remember that episode?
Nah, I don't remember.
Oh man, y'all, where was y'all at growing up? Y'all don't know about good time?
Now we know about the gooch. That's what we know about gooch.
And the gooch. That's different strokes. The gooch was on different strokes. He used to bully Arnold and Dudley.
Yo, before we get off this conversation about education, I got one more anecdote I want to tell y'all. My day as a substitute. Before I got the AP class and all of that, when I first started district. So I'm a substitute teacher. So I'm going out of class, it's a math class. And say me a literature major, but me smart, me good at math. Me not gonna lie, but some of that stuff, I only want to know it when it's time for, not gonna lie about that. Not gonna lie. So how some people feel about grammar. So I'm not gonna lie about that. But me know I'm math. Maths is easy for me. So I'm going out of class. And the teacher done left a test. So when I pass out the test, them, we give everybody a test. I'm like, yo, y'all gotta take a test. So nobody, like even the people in the front row, the people that look like they know what they're doing out of this math class, nobody turned the test over. They just they're like, yo, Mr. Man, we don't know how to do it. I was like, what? I turned the test over. It's adding and subtracting matrices. from the Matrix, Matrix. I'm like, oh shit, damn. I said, hold on a second, y'all. So I started reading the book. I said, well, fuck that. Turn over the paper. This man that fuck up the test. None of y'all know how to do this. All right, this are the first step. Boom, 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 boom. I started put the first example on the board. I was like, all right, now everybody, I got who gonna do the first step? Yo, we did the whole test, right? They called me to the office. Yo, the next day they called me back and they said, how did I said we did the test together and they learned how to add and subtract this bullshit that you was giving them and you never. And he said, he just looked at me. It was a white teacher too, and it was a black principal. And he stormed out the class. Well, that was. And then the black principal name was Miss Kidd. Miss Kidd looked at me and she was like, "Oh, baby, you really came to teach, huh?" I was like, "Yeah, I came to teach." She was like, "Get out of here. You ain't got no thing." He was like, "We trying to fire him anyway." And I just left the office and went on about my D or whatever. But yeah, like it's almost like a certain way that if you explain things to the black youth, and it don't matter what subject you're teaching them, smart, and you can go in and learn it and do it with them, they are gonna learn it.
Mm-hmm.
They are gonna learn it. And them youth there, I know they use all of that now. Because they understood what a matrix was, matrices. They knew how to add and subtract them. They knew how to put all these 3 different things in these little categories and follow the mathematic principle. I really didn't remember that shit. I'm gonna say I didn't know nothing about that shit. I did it before, but I didn't retain that shit. But when it was time to do it and teach them, let's do this. It's nothing but a game. And that's what you got to do with this learning. Like, you can't be defeatist about it. Because whatever they learning, like even when I read Shakespeare to them, this is a game. We learning how to analyze literature. We're not reading. This is the point we got to read. We got to learn about poetic devices. The same thing you use in other rap sounding. That's how we doing. So you got to learn about the couplet and the tercet and the internal rhyme and the double entendre. You're gonna get all of this. That's all we doing.
Nigeria.
Most teachers would tell you if you just try to maximize your potential in math and all of that, that trickles down to everyday decisions in life and on knowing to apply logic, rationale, and shit like that. I've heard plenty of teachers tell me that. I even heard Neil deGrasse say that. Like, when you become literate in certain just subjects, and the more and more you work on it, that translates to your everyday life. You know what I'm saying? And that's like it's tricky. It's tricky because like also there's evidence coming out that people from different cultures, right, use their brains differently to solve the same like visual perceptional task, if that makes sense. Take race out of it.
Oh, like, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like it's coming from neuroscience studies. Like they saying that people from different cultures can look at the same problem, right? And based off, the data that they got, they're saying that, depending on what culture you come from or whatever, you could solve the same visual perceptual task in different ways by using different parts of the brain.
The Chinese do it. You're exactly right. The Chinese do it all the time. I'm sorry, go ahead. One more thing. One quick shout out to you, Crisis. Because you sound a lot, no disrespect, but you sound so much like my aunt right now, bro. You know what I'm saying? The way you were saying that you was teaching your students or whatnot. My aunt did the exact same thing. Like I said, I'm from the deep south. I'm from Augusta, Georgia. I was born in Augusta, Georgia. But everybody thought that, I was too proper, especially when I came to Atlanta, because my aunt and my mother and all that side of the family is from New York. So they all have a very, very proper way of speaking. So I wasn't allowed to speak with my country, my natural country grammar. I wasn't allowed to speak around them because they didn't understand it. So they'd be like Greg Day and Richard Ryan and all them type of little, country type of terminologies I wasn't allowed to use around them because they didn't understand it. So I was always forced to articulate and use my, pronounce my T's and my P's and my S's and all that type of stuff. based
Right.
on just that alone. I just wanted to give props to bro for doing that with his students because it helped me out a whole lot.
Oh yeah, because my whole
For
thing was
sure, bro.
keep.
I appreciate your perspective too, bro.
I'm
The
like,
fact that you in the field actually know shit.
teach you, and sometimes I slip in. You know, the favorite thing they used to be if it was page like tree or 33, about five people be like, "What page?" Because they just wanted to hear me fuck up them word. You understand? And lie. And it was okay because I used to tell them like, "Okay, whatever, that's cool. Y'all got me. You got me. I understand what y'all do because it's all right.
Right.
As long as you understand the standard, though, can you perform in the standard when it's time to present? I don't care about how you accent the term. Is it grammatically correct? Is it not gonna have a mistake? So if you want to say automotive instead of automotive or whatever, like however you know your American look line and that, or you're supposed to sound like the white people. You need to stress this and stress that. No, you're grammatically correct. We understood you. You spoke in your closest understanding of the standard vernacular. So good. Do what I do. You got it in. Good presentation. Big up on yourself. I don't want you to come up here and sound like Becky or sound like the white lady upon the news or the black lady upon the news. Sound like Uno. Just do it correct
Mm-hmm.
when it's time to do it correct. And then when it's time to just be you, be you.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, that's how I taught. That was always my message. So even when I had, like I told you, I had the bot class. Yeah, what's up, blood? What
So,
we
a
doing today?
question, bro.
What's
A
next on
question, my
board?
man.
I'm gonna go to the
I
set
remember
and
me
tell
and
y'all
Steph.
y'all don't do the homework. Shit like that, I tell him. Oh,
Hey,
Mr.
Steph, you
Robbins,
listening?
to the set. I'll be like, yeah, man, we going to this assignment. I'm going to the
That's
set
more
and tell the
smaller.
boys,
Like, I'm here.
I'm not reading Shakespeare. You know, I talk to
Hey,
them
Steph.
like that.
Oh,
They're
my
gonna
bad.
read the
Keep going.
Shakespeare. You understand? Because you got to be able to communicate and let them know that they talk is valuable. The way they understand is valuable. You can't deflect
Mm-hmm.
them and make the standard more important than them. The standard is something you just need to learn and
Mm-hmm.
be able to use like a tool. It's not something that define you because you
And
can't
that's a
speak.
bar right there.
That's
That
crazy.
see, man,
Seth, you don't
man,
remember
that's
when we was
yeah. Go
talking
ahead.
about Ebonics? You remember we was talking about Ebonics like 3-4 months ago, and how like in the 90s they was trying to express the importance of the black child, not, you know what I mean, like not discriminating against it. You don't remember that? We had that conversation.
I remember.
Yeah, I got to look back at that. I wanted to see if y'all knew, because I wasn't like, I was born in 95, but I watched the documentary dealing with that and how that was a big deal. I was seeing if any of y'all could elaborate on that time of like Ebonics being introduced to the classroom and how a lot of
Yeah,
black people didn't even like
most
that.
parents, yeah, most parents, like my parents, they rejected that. You dig what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like
yeah.
yeah, most parents at that time, that was more of a what you call one of
Political.
those political things, a liberal thing that you know what I mean, where most black people understood the usefulness of having a good education and speaking correctly. Even if they did,
Mm-hmm.
even if our parents didn't speak correctly, they wanted us to speak, you know what I mean, correctly. They understood that that shit was a hindrance in greater society. You know what I mean? Ain't wasn't nobody really with that shit. So a lot of things can be pushed by, you know, political liberal. They could be thinking they doing us a service, but that don't mean that, you know, most black people, like I said, got more conservative leanings towards shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
And
agree with that. I
everybody,
agree
most
with that.
parents during that time looked at it like, what you trying to say? Like we're stupid or something? Like
like
why? Like
you
we
can't teach
can't we
our
can't.
kids regular English. Yeah,
Right,
it was
right.
crazy.
Yeah, I
That's why
remember that.
that's why I'm trying to explain to the youth what came out of that was one thing is that the dialect literature that used to be frowned upon was reincorporated into curriculum. I can show you textbooks that got, you know, Uncle Remus and Brer Rabbit stories, and all of those are
Mm,
dialects. Before that wasn't in our theme because it embarrassed me, because it wasn't standard English. It wasn't treated as art. But and then kind of what I told you, like, okay, I understand your language, that whole concept about language registers came into the vernacular of pedagogy. And and then people was able to allow and respect the different language registers while emphasizing mastery of standard English, standard grammar. And that's what I did in the classroom. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Is like I allowed the students to be themselves and have their bonics or their patois. I had a lot of Jamaican and I had some Belizean students and some students from St. Croix. Because once people found out I was in this doing this program, a lot of people sent their children to this school just to be in the EFP. So it was kind of a diverse.
Well, you had mentioned Paul Laurence Dunbar, right? And the Harlem Renaissance, and that's what they was known for. That their mastery of the English language and prose, and how they could switch in between vernacular. You dig what I'm saying? They could speak African American vernacular in their writing, and then switch. They could do both. That's why, like.
So where did code switching originate from? Is like a bad thing. Where did that originate
from? I don't know, but Paul Laurence Dunbar, people like him.
Code switching is when
hold on.
Okay, all right. My bad.
If you would look at people from the Harlem Renaissance, the writers in particular, like Zora Neale Hurston and them, right? They wrote in African American vernacular, right? And if you read it now, even if you took an African American literature course, that shit is hard as shit to read. You feel me? When somebody, if you ever heard somebody from the deep South speak, you think what I'm saying? Like that shit is hard as fuck. You know what I mean? And Zora Neale Hurston and them used to speak. They used to write in that shit. You dig what I'm saying? And you can actually study it now. And they break all that shit down the way Anathema is saying.
Hold on, Chef Ron. When you rewind the show, what did I tell you the other day on Psycho Show? I had someone read. Y'all can read this poem too. It's a very beautiful poem. It's called Plantation Portrait by Paul Laurence Dunbar. Because he was arguing for there's no need to master grammar. So he said, we could just communicate in the way we speak, right? So I brought up the dialect poem by Paul. I said, read it. So he read
couldn't understand it.
Then I told him, I said, explain it. You know, to explain it, you have to use, right? Standard American grammar. He could not explain it in vernacular anymore because it wouldn't make sense. He couldn't. Because you didn't understand what you said was the hardest thing for read, because you have to translate it to understand it. You have to retranslate it, right? Don't you, Chevron?
Yeah, you do. You translate it while you read,
right? And then you can say, "Oh, we say this way nowadays," right? Yeah, because that's why I had to interrupt you, because I literally demonstrated that to somebody. And that's why I tried to express that literature was brought back into the curriculum where we could teach it and we could show that skill that they had. So I'm so glad you mentioned him. Yo, I'm so glad, man. Big up yourself, Chef Fry. Because you are correct.
They all used to write in that, you know what I mean? But they could write in standard English also. So you can see that they used it as an art form. You dig what I'm saying? Mastery, and you still study it.
I can tell you this much, Anathema, you was a dope ass teacher, bro. You still teach now?
I was teaching in Zayex, but I quit last year because I over the hip hop Puerto Rican thing, and then Lance, I'm gonna tell you the full story because I don't, decided it's not even a big thing because it has nothing to do with whatever is going on now with them. That's not why I quit the school. So just clear that up. It was first started with the Puerto Ricans in hip hop team, and I took the side that Bronx is diverse, and you needed a diverse community to create hip hop. I don't care if it wasn't diverse, if they wasn't walking around these streets hearing all these different rhythms and access to all these different music to sample. And I went through the Puerto Rican samples, the non-James Brown samples, the original break beats was not dominated by Black American music. It was all different music. And we had a big argument. They're like, "Oh, you were Puerto Rican." And so then one day Lance went on the panel and Achilles jumped on the panel. And Achilles from Congo, but he live a British boy, but he live So Lance started disrespecting. He pulled up a picture of a Congolese woman, started disrespecting her phenotype based on her forehead, and this, and that. So I didn't appreciate love that. So then I hit the link, and I started cuss out Lance. I mean, just start cuss Lance, and now the make like, come me born Lance off to him lead the panel. And then me just start thinking about it. And me say, yo, be all this tether talk. One of y'all does a mastery of English literature and did what I was doing when I was, and I was still hustling. I was still part of Jamaican community the whole of the time to go to school. The whole of the time I teach me, I ain't out the streets. So me don't want to hear that. So when I was 26, I went into the classroom to help Black people of any complexion, any color, any nationality, for help them with the skill that I acquired. Where were you? I said, one of y'all needs to step up and come out to school and teach. Because I too much tether talk. I mean, left. And that's why I left.
Right. Okay.
And then we started beefing after that because you start saying certain things like, yo, I didn't want to be here. Things, but you really didn't mean. Tell them to teach the school. Why none of them step up? All them some people got offended.
Yeah, well, that's a shame.
I didn't
That's a shame.
the pedagogy in the first place, which I regret because I helped build the pedagogy.
Right.
But I said all of these things because we was mad. You understand? Like I was saying, fuck you, kill you. We just arguing about the school and who contributed and who didn't, things like that. And it just got too heated. And since then, because what happened is I retired around 2013, 2014, I retired. In 2016, I was in the back chat and Garfield in them old channel back in the Google Hangout did them some day. And Q-Buddy hit the link and he was talking about teaching. And I was like, wait a minute, I've been retired like 3 years talking about the school. So I hit him. Then for a whole year, I guess he never looked on the email or whatever. So then we linked up again in the next back chat. And I'm like, yo, man, what happened to you, man? Send me email, school and teach you thing. Say I'm a real teacher, man. Help you curriculum and structure on standards and really school and develop a real curriculum. And he was like, what? You hit me? So I was like, look, man, I'm gonna send you my email again and my number. Put it in the back chat. And I guess he went and checked his email. He was like, oh yeah, you up. And we spent the whole maybe 6 months developing the curriculum, arguing, fighting. Because at first, there's no offense to my brethren, but he didn't know nothing about standards. Because he never taught. He just wanted to teach Black people, and he had a vision, and he had a will, and he had a space. And I said, okay, we got to make this legit. Well, we got to make this statewide standard. He was like, what standards? We don't need standards. That's the white people shit on RBG.
Say that ain't so.
If we're going to do this, we got to do it right. We got to, I don't care what standards we use, but our standards have to be, and we can incorporate it, rewrite them, but they have to be accepted and consistent and equivalent to the other guidelines set by the nation and other states. Examples, the same way I tried to explain to him, the same way you got law. Like you go to different states, you got different law, but it's kind of based on the same principles of law. Well, that's like our standards. So we got to have standards for literature, standards for this. So at this grade level, this and that, we're teaching this, we're teaching that, and this is consistent with this standard, which corresponds to New York standard this, California standard that, Virginia standard that, Georgia standard that. We spent like 6, 7, 8 months arguing about this shit every day. Like Q on my bed, and that's why when people was coming at the school like a scam.
Yeah, see, I'll be defending
because I don't know nothing about the financial part of it. Because I'm not gonna lie, I don't know about that part of it. But I do know what we did to make it substantial, and how we and that what we did to get the grade links. What we did.
So at this point,
we had a Zoom account in 2017, 2018 before the pandemic. We were already.
Let me ask you this: at this point in 2025, is his curriculum up to par with would I be would
I
you say
left the
you'd be
school, so
comfortable,
I
sir?
can't tell you. I can't tell. I'm not gonna lie. All I can tell you is what
Oh
I
shit.
did from the time I was there. I can't tell you
Oh
what happened
shit.
when I left to this point. I just can't.
But when you were there,
Yeah,
it
because
was
I
okay. It
say,
was good.
all
Okay.
right, okay.
Okay.
Okay. I was trained in the AVID program. This is how I got into the AP teaching team. Because I was they sent me off to this AVID program. This lady had created this shit where you create this portfolio. She had all this portfolio and paperwork that deficient or at-risk students would take this program and it would improve and supplement their English learning or regular English program, but account for their learning deficiency. So I went to this shit. But me being who I am and just the way I think, I'm like, but what is that? Like, that's not you. That's just what is that portfolio? I asked the question and she said, oh, well, this is called a PSG. I was like, what's that? She said, personal student growth. This is just my version. I said, your version? I said, so that means that anybody can do a version of it. So I went and I started research that in pedagogy. I researched PSG portfolio, personal student growth portfolio. I immediately left the AVID program and just adopted all and created my own PSG pedagogical system. And what this means is that the student comes in and from day one, they have to keep a portfolio, whether digital.
Uh-huh.
I like a handwritten one because, digital you
Right.
can feel. But in my day, it was handwritten. And from the day you coming out of class, every assignment I grade or you do in class goes in your portfolio. I don't keep it. If you lose it, you fail. Literally. If you lose it, you fail. Now your parents have a whole projection of your learning. So if you came into class day one and you could barely write the sentence, 6 months later, your parents should see the struggles you went through to be able to write the complete sentence. And that's your personal student growth. And what I'm grading you on is, did you end up mastering the complete sentence? Not did you fail the first assignment, not did you fail the second assignment. When in your portfolio did you show mastery of this standard? And it took you 6 months. Okay, you got an A 6 months later. So all accountability was on parent. Ain't no coming to me asking, what did my child do today? Do you look at his
Right.
portfolio? Did you look at his
Right.
assignment?
And they're responsible for keeping that portfolio, you said, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah. And I used to
Yeah, yeah.
tell them make a copy of
Man, I like
I
that.
used to tell them make a copy of every, especially when they started getting the camera phone and all. I'll say take a picture, but of everything you do in handwriting for your digital port. But I want everything handwritten first. Even if you
That's
go
dope.
copy it off the computer, I know you're too lazy to rewrite it. So no, I want everything handwritten first. Yeah, that's
Well,
what
that's
the whole
dope.
time.
Yeah, because that
And
teaches
then
them
I brought
responsibility
that
as well.
to science. That's why you see
Mhm.
those science shows, because part of the personal student growth is the assessment. You get a testing assessment, but you also got to do a performance assessment. So if you learn, I don't know, something simple. I'm gonna say we learn how to interpret direct metaphors. And we spent a week on that. And you passed the test on direct metaphors. Now you got to get up in front of class and write 3, 4, or 5 direct metaphors that you created and have the
Mm.
class interpret them and see if the class is correct and see if you are correct in your analogous construction and understanding of the concept. Yeah, you have to demonstrate. And I brought all of that to Zayas. And Q will tell you that. I brought all of that over there. So I was like, yo, you got to make a real fundamental program. So as far as the academic, I know it's solid, but the rest of
Okay.
it, financial, I can't speak on that. I want to speak
Right,
on
right,
that
right.
because I don't know.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this much: just the fact that you said you had to convince these niggas to keep it to how do I want to say it? I'm gonna just shut up. I don't know, bro. I don't know if I can keep defending Ziax like I do, bro, because I'm usually like
Oh,
y'all
I
leave.
love Giants, man. All I did, I left to ask other
Yeah,
African Americans to step up
yeah,
because they kept the whole tether argument was going on. You a tether, you don't understand this and that. And I was like, man, hip hop couldn't have been created anywhere. Why are y'all taking away from the regional culture that was
yeah.
created in the regional culture? Like, why? Black people created
And
all different type of. I don't want hip hop created in the Delta. I want Delta blues. I want to drive down Mississippi Highway and all that shit about the nigga making this the devil deal and they still got the little juke joint and I want that.
mm,
Why? Oh, you don't need hip hop over there. Hip hop flood over there. Blues flood to New York. You understand? Like every region
right,
got its thing. Allow that.
yeah,
And people got mad
Nah,
at me.
Smalls. Cuba actually is pretty transparent. I've asked him the one key question for me was, can people
uh,
go through his thing and do they have a way to get into college? Like I'm sure that it would be limited because of how it's all set up, but the fact that they do have some pipeline and are sending kids to college, I mean,
right,
based on that, I mean, what am I complaining? You know what I'm saying? That
yeah.
he doesn't measure up to the funding of the public school system. I don't know.
Nah,
But
it
that's
ain't
that's
that.
just where
But
that's
when
where I
when
just
you're
I just
talking
tip my
about
cap to him.
Like if you ever been like
when my
Haiti,
man's talking about
Haiti,
he had to fight with him to make the curriculum. That's the problem though, Logic. Like you know, like come on, bro,
no,
that shit
because
got
he
to be
didn't
up to par.
understand. He didn't come from it. You got to remember though, because that wasn't a
Yeah.
discredit to Q. You now you taking the rhetoric out of course. You got to listen on. That was him
Hmm.
coming from RBG. Fuck everything America. We just go do our own. And we
Yeah.
in America and can't do that. And me
That's what.
coming from
Yeah.
the public school with an academic, and I was like I said, I ran the AP department, so I work with the administration. I know about certain things, not just like a regular teacher. I know how you're
Hmm.
supposed to set up curriculum. So I had to develop curriculum. I had to justify why I was using PSG approach. You understand?
Right.
I had to turn in a year
Right.
worth of AP. Like my class was so structured that I had a year worth of lesson plans before the class began,
Hmm.
and I turned them in. I still got them.
I don't
Yeah.
see, but what you going? Stupies here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. We can hear you.
Nope.
Long time no hear the man. Big up yourself. Big up
Big
yourself.
up, big up,
Big up
respect.
yourself. Listen, you got tired of being called a feather?
Two stoopies ain't no
I
good.
taught them well. If y'all
Stoopies
do
came
it
to
that way,
start
one of
trouble,
y'all
bro.
just study the
Yeah,
English
he
game. One of
did.
y'all come up and teach
Yes,
English
I got
literature.
tired. I got tired of being called a feather. And if I open my mouth, oh, you Caribbean dudes don't know anything. You dudes from Jamaica don't know anything. And I said, seriously?
Oh
Seriously?
wow.
Yeah, look at how crazy that is, right? That's exactly what I meant when I was talking to C Dot. Like, bro, you gotta have an environment where people could speak, yo.
Yo,
You
Yeah.
can't
Like.
discourage
so
it.
Stupid, action this now. So I won't really ask you these stupid. We gravitate over here, right? Because the intellectual people we can talk to around Jamaica, they probably have, they're too Christian. They're too fixated in a certain way, right?
Right.
Where we gravitate over here because certain we can't talk like this around with brethren. They don't want to hear this. We are the
Right.
smart one. We are the one this and that and way around them. You understand? A regular talk they want. A cold ice beer they want. You understand?
I talk
I
about
think
pussy all day.
yeah. So we gravitate over here. Y'all don't know this. We come over here to create. So smart people come. We're not every Jamaican. Every Jamaican not like we. There's a reason we come over here because we value the intellectual conversation, but also the fact that y'all regular brethren. You're not part of like a certain class of people that don't.
Right.
We can't just speak regular around. If you understand. At the same time, we showing you that we're intellectual. I don't know if you
No,
understand.
no,
No,
no, no.
I
Yes. No, because most people, because of our accent, don't believe that we're smart. And then when they challenge us and realize that they cannot win, they flip the argument and start the name calling. I guess a seriously,
Well,
dude.
that's interesting because I know if we're doing it by accent thing, like most of the Jamaicans that I know are like you guys. They're pretty smart, intellectual people. I don't know any dumb Jamaicans. So when I hear that accent, I hear something totally different. Like I like you might not want to challenge this nigga. This nigga might know some shit that you don't know. Like so that's interesting that people think the opposite. Wow.
No,
You know what I
people
mean?
thinking people when they hear the accent, oh, here come these coconuts now. Here come these carpenters now.
Yeah.
Oh, they're going to take over the conversation. Here come these know it all. If we're not, if they can't call it dumb, they call we know it all. Here come these know it all.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Right?
would think you get more of that than dumb. Yeah, like I don't know any dumb Jamaicans. But go ahead.
but that's a niche sport. They're not saying that in it's a pejorative.
Right.
Right. Yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah.
still a pejorative.
It's still
Yeah.
pejorative. Yeah.
Here come these know it all. They act like they know everything. So some of the time you're listening, you don't bother engage because you don't want to be the know it all, right? Because we're versatile, because we read so much different things growing up, and we're exposed to so much different cultures. Because although we were in Jamaica, we were exposed to the English culture, and then we come to
Mm-hmm.
America, we're also exposed to American culture. We have family everywhere around the world who tell us about their experience. And we ask pertinent questions. So we have an idea of what it is like to live in Switzerland, because we have family in Switzerland. We have family everywhere.
It's a perfect
Well,
example of what Corey was talking about earlier, Stu Peas. I'm not sure if you heard it. You guys are more worldly. So you have a leg up. This is a perfect example. Keep going.
mm. So we pull on each other experiences.
Mhm.
And there's no problem for us to have long conversation. I ask pertinent question what it is like. Should I come there? Because I remember one time Brian said to me, if I give me $1 million, would you leave America? And everybody was saying no. But for any Jamaican $1 million to leave America, they leave him. Find it somewhere else. Because we're not tied down to any landmass.
Mhm.
We're not tied down to any landmass. We go anywhere around the world. You have Jamaicans in Alaska. You have Jamaicans in Siberia. We play, we bobsled, and snow never fall there yet. You understand the kind of people that we are? We bobsled. We have a hockey team, we have an ice hockey team, and we have a lawn hockey team. Right? So we go anywhere, we do anything. We're not tied down to anything, any place. Because the place is not the totality of the person. Right. But I'm sad to say that you left the school. Because I know that you was an integral part. And I know that you enjoyed it.
Yeah, man,
But
And
because
the,
me go
especially
to
for that
school,
for,
man.
for that
Me
reason.
was
Oh
over here
man.
with people, you understand? Me just tell them to step up to the plate. And you understand the way I do. So me not gonna take this if you're not gonna step up to the team and
yeah, because
and counter record. You don't like what me I teach. You don't like how me I sound. You don't like my approach to literature. You don't like my approach to rhetoric. You constantly counteract it. And then you can't defeat it. You want to disrespect me. You want to go into some ad hominem attack and all of this fuckery. And
yeah,
so then you go teach the class.
yeah, yeah,
What's wrong with
because
that?
that is what Tariq Nasheed gave everybody equipment. As soon as a person who is not a born American open their mouth, oh, these, he said, seriously, there are more white tedders in America than black people. More
Hey,
immigrants
can
from
I have some glass
Europe,
cleaner?
and I've never heard him disrespect them. Never.
What you say, Logic?
Oh, my bad. I thought I was on mute. My bad.
Yeah.
Mm.
I've never heard him disrespect the white immigrants. And there are more white immigrants than the total population of black people in America.
and has never said that they are gobbling up resources, right? And when they come here, they're not starting at the ground level jobs, right?
Hey,
And they're not
Logic, what's
living.
up?
Mhm. Yeah,
Is that what the tether thing? I don't, to be honest, I don't even know what that insult means. Is that what that means? That you guys are over here trying to grab up shit or something? Like what the fuck?
yeah. So we're over here stealing from Black Americans. That's what it
Oh,
implies.
really?
That we're taking what Black Americans supposed to get.
Really?
Yeah,
I'm, bro, that's the fuck. That's crazy. I don't know. I never knew what the fucking teller was. I don't pay that argument any attention. That's fucking dumb. That's all right.
yeah.
We just leave that one alone.
The tether argument is that um you black people from Africa and the Caribbean and from anywhere else come to America and is stealing from black people from
Stealing,
FBA.
stealing
Yeah,
what? What the
opportunity.
fuck? Jesus fucking. Oh Lord. The
Yeah,
internet's bad for you.
so basically, you're calling the people, you're calling them a thief, you're calling us a thief, and we're supposed to sit
Dang.
back and just take it. Well, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Mm.
fucking crazy. That's insane. So instead of solidarity, that's what we're pushing.
Yeah, and the other thing,
What the
the-
fuck?
because because you're an immigrant, you don't know anything. You don't know anything. And I'm not saying that I know everything. That would be wrong of me to even insinuate that. But somebody who grew up north in New York know as much about the South as me who come from Jamaica. Because guess what? Alabama is far from New York than Jamaica to Alabama, or from Jamaica to Miami. And we read the
Right,
same books and we listen to the same
right.
speakers. But because I wasn't born on the soil, and I don't know, I assume that my comprehension is worse than everybody else. Because I got into the IQ discussion, it was an unbiased sport. Unbiased sport one day challenged me about my IQ. And I said, unbiased, you're not brighter than me. I could get hit in my head with a baseball bat and still be brighter than you. And I'm starting to discuss about IQ. And I did the test and put the IQ up and said, beat this. And that time, I won't tell what the score was, but it was higher than 126. I said, beat this. But he couldn't produce a test of his own because that is it. The follow Tariq Nasheed and insinuate that all immigrants are dumb. Because when he's having an interview with an immigrant, he does the Dr. York and he twists and he turns them and he don't allow them to fully explain. So he comes out on top of the argument looking like a brainiac. And he's not. But we leave
Yeah,
him.
yeah. I stopped
We
watching
leave
them live a few years ago, so I don't be paying this shit no attention. And it's no disrespect to dude. I just, the content just don't. It don't. I don't know. I don't know, bro. Yeah, that the FBA shit just ain't. Nah, I ain't. I don't know, bro.
yeah.
I find no interest in that shit. It doesn't make sense to me. And
When you sell a car, let me know, you hear? Yeah,
yeah,
them nice, you drop them low put on 20s. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, but trust me, that's the situation. Is like you go and a lot of people buy it on it. A lot of people buy it on it.
hmm
Eh,
yeah. I never. Nah, I can't. I don't even remember which one is which. Stupides. That's how uninteresting. Like ADOS versus uh FBA, but like I don't even be knowing the principles of each. I don't be. Yeah, I know one's on some crazy shit and the other's on some.
No, no.
Yeah.
Hey,
Fundamental. Yeah,
Stupies.
yeah.
Stupies. I'm not trying to interrupt you brothers at all. Keep it going. Hey, Brass, this Babylon done. Holler at me when you get a chance after this conversation, bro. I'm confused as hell of what's going on in the Discord and the chat. You said you was going live. You said Babylon. No, the hell I don't. I don't really know what's going on. I don't even understand how to respond. I respond in the chat. It ain't coinciding with what's going on in Discord. So I'm just
No,
trying to
no.
get a
That's
handle
part of
on
the
what's
discussion.
really going on. And not from
The,
Stupies, from Brad.
yeah, the chat and the Discord, the chat moved on. But if you want to add to what you have in the Discord, the floor is yours. Have the floor. What's the
No,
issue?
on the floor. I ain't
Yeah,
got
we
no
ain't
A
floor. I
lot
talking
of
just
about
times,
nothing right now. We
Babylon.
just chilling.
Yeah, a lot of time, Babylon. What you watching on YouTube is a conversation we might have had yesterday, or could it be? Yeah, so yeah, you might be commenting on the stream, and that's not the conversation that we currently having. Like, because that'd be something that we pre-recorded a lot of times. Sometimes it is completely live, but if you're
Oh,
watching something right now, it's something that's pre-recorded that we taped already.
okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I see
I know
what's that.
Brad do a lot of pre-recordings, but I'm saying, didn't I thought I heard Brad say this is recording, but we're gonna stop it because anathema, and we're gonna take the Discord live.
I do. So what was your issue? What was your issue, Babylon? Let's
No,
Hey,
he
let's
might
yeah,
let's
he
yeah.
might
hear it.
he might be streaming it live right now
So,
too. So
man,
I didn't
y'all
look.
just
Let me look.
Yeah, I mean, he might have said that day, but I mean, don't. That,
I think he said that yesterday. I think that might be what
no,
Babylon's
no.
referring to. I think if he was
Yeah,
watching
yeah.
the show from yesterday.
What's live right now is yesterday's conversation.
Yeah,
Atma
yeah.
was in here yesterday. Atma was in here yesterday, so that was yesterday's conversation.
Appreciate that, Corey. So Corey, Corey, is the Discord ever live or no? It's always pre-recorded.
Every now and then. I think that one was actually live yesterday, though. I think the one that you're asking about, we were actually live yesterday. You know what I'm saying?
Big,
So yeah,
I
yeah,
understand.
yeah.
Yeah, we were. That's why he made that comment. Babylon
What
does
was the
because
what, what was the question?
And two, the
oh
comments are
yeah,
probably
Brad is here.
live.
You can ask Brad.
What was
The
the question?
comments are probably live too. Not the video, but the comments are live. You know, like right now we're commenting. Go
What
ahead,
was
my
the
bad.
what was the question?
Well, my question was simply, how come the Discord is not coinciding with the thing? And now I understand. So it's nothing else to talk about. It's been pre-recorded, even though Brad said it was going live. Even that was pre-recorded from yesterday, and that's what I was hearing, and that's why it's not coinciding with the Discord. I got it.
Wait,
Right,
Good.
hold on. No,
right.
no, that's incorrect.
Oh
Yesterday
God.
we okay.
Tell me
Yeah,
what
yeah. Yeah, yesterday, yeah, no. Just for clarity, it is a little confusing. Just so y'all know, I don't always take the Discord conversations live because sometimes they don't. These are natural conversations; they're not planned. So sometimes the conversation just ends, and I don't want to go live for 10 minutes and then everybody stop talking and go back to work, and we all go back to doing what we're doing. So I'll record in here so I can edit out the quiet parts. But what happened yesterday was, I think is Anathema still here. Anathema was watching a recording yesterday, but it was a live recording that y'all had never seen. We don't release all the recording. So he was saying that he never is here when he can catch a live. So I just stopped the conversation that we was recording live. We have been recording in the Discord yesterday for 4 hours. So but I was in the chat of that show. So I stopped it on YouTube. So I was in the chat on YouTube and recording live in the Discord. And I told them, I said, it's not that we don't want to go live. It's just I don't release all the recordings. So what happened, Babylon, was I said, but you know what, Anathema, for the people that don't believe us, I will literally stop this 4 hour recording in the Discord and we'll go live. And then we did. And that's when we just did the IQ test and all of that. So when I was saying it was live, it was. Does that make sense to you or no?
Yeah, I mean, that was exactly what I said. I don't know if you misunderstood me, but now that you say that, when you went live and you did the IQ test, I'm about like anathema. I have never been able to catch a live with y'all live in the Discord. The IQ test is something, not really the voting IQ test is what I really brought up, but the IQ test, academia and curricula, mathematics, linguistics is what I specialize in. So when y'all did the show, I was just real disappointed because I wanted to be there to correct some of the big mistakes that's coming from the academic, from them. Like even the question you asked, the questions you was asking about a half, you know, the word half of and a half and one half can all be treated different and result in different answers. 3 different answers. Everybody was right in the chat. I even Googled and posted the screenshots up there for everybody to see that ChatGPT gave me 3 different answers according to how I asked the question. So what I'm saying is, I just wanted to be on there. My basic complaint
No,
was
but
that
we
I'm
was
about
live.
like
Hold on, real quick. Anathema's in here. We did that IQ test live.
yes, I
Yeah,
understand.
I explained
I
that part.
said I was
Hold up. It said by half.
Yeah, but
Once,
by half
once
needs
the
the answer
word
to the
by was
question.
in front of it,
I'm going back to
it
bed.
changed the verb divide, and that was an adverb phrase, modifying divide, telling you what to do. That's what adverb phrases do.
what the hell?
Divide is the statement. The subject of that sentence is implied. It's saying you need to or you should divide by half, or what if you divided by half, however it was. But once you said divide by half, that created an adverb phrase modifying the verb divide, because that's what it tells you what to do. Now the adverb phrase is telling you how to do it by half. What am I dividing by half? This thing, the what is called the complement to the adverb phrase, which was the term 30. So that it was literally correct if you understood it grammatically and you read it grammatically. You can't get
Okay,
around that.
I'm gonna say this one more time. I'm gonna say this one more time clearly. Now you just got through saying why American Negroes don't really like Jamaican Negroes on sometimes, and y'all think y'all know it all, and y'all just saying shit. You being one of them. Now let me show you. I'm a mathematician, so I'm gonna say it again, and a linguist. I'm gonna say it again. 1/2 of 30 equals 60. Add 10 equals 70. Anybody disagree with that? I'm gonna say it again. 1/2 of 30 equals 60. Add 10 equals 70. I'm gonna say this. 1/2 of 30 equals 15. Add 10
That wasn't the
equals
question though,
25.
Babylon Don.
Wait, bro. Wait. You don't understand what's going on. I'm
You
reading
but you
3 things.
nah, but
Let me
you're
finish the 3
you're
things.
missing
I'm not
key
asking the question.
words in you're missing key words in the sentence that would tell you
No, I'm not
that you
missing
should
a
be
damn
You
dividing.
can't
thing.
get
I'm
around the
reading
grammar,
3
man.
different
You can't get
sentences.
around the adverb phrase. The word
Can I
by
can I read the can I read the 3 sentences and you show some respect? Can I just
There's
read the
no
3
need to read
sentences?
the 3 sentences
No,
because there was
it
only one
doesn't matter what you say.
sentence.
There's no need to
There
do,
was
bro.
only one
This is
sentence
not your
given.
show. You a
Nah,
rabid
just let
dog.
him get it out.
Why you
Let him
gotta
get it out.
These
read
niggas
the
don't know
Let
how
him
to
get it
original?
out. Let him
formulate.
get it out.
Y'all
Let him get
show
it
no
out.
respect for
Like,
people.
Hold up,
No
anathema.
respect
Let him
for
get it out so we can
intelligence.
address it. Let him
That
get it out.
all right.
just a bunch of drag queens. Stop, bro. So
Anathema. Let him get it out so we can address it. Let him get it out. Come
get
on,
it out. You
chill
shut
with the
up.
ad homs, yo. Just go ahead and make your statement. You can get it out.
Yeah,
Say what you got
you
to say.
shut up. Yeah, stop interrupting and I can get it out. Then I won't have to make no ad nothing. 1/2 of 30. This is a complete statement. 1/2 of 30 equals 60. Add 10 equals 70. The second statement, 1/2 of 30. A half of 30 equals 15. Add 10 equals 25. The third statement, half of 30 equals 2. Add 10 equals 12. All 3 of these statements are factual and truthful. The question on the IQ test said by half. I'm showing you that by half can mean all three of these things. If
No,
you
it
don't
can't.
understand
You're
that,
wrong.
don't
You're
argue
wrong.
with
And
me.
my,
You're
First
wrong.
of first of
You're
all,
wrong.
the word
You're wrong.
divide is actually in the sentence, Babylon. You're
I
missing
said
key
I
words in
said
the phrase that would
by
tell you.
half, not
No,
divide
you keep
by
saying
half.
half. You keep saying half of 30, and you're giving
The
three
question
different
on the
possibilities of
IQ
half of
test
30.
is
And I'm
Question
by
telling you
said
that the
divide.
question actually
hey,
says the word.
Hey, one second.
The question actually has the word divide in the question.
Hold on, Anathema. Hold on, Logic, real quick. So I just want to be clear. You said 1/2 of 30 equals what? That first one you said, 1/2. I'm doing it. Hold on. I'm
Yes,
doing it
sir.
in the exact words. Your exact
Yes, sir.
words were 1/2 of 30 equals what?
No fear, Brass. I know I'm right, so I ain't got no fear. I ain't got no
I'm
need
just
to rush.
no. I'm not telling you to be scared. I'm just saying when you say 1/2, I'm using your exact.
Damn, bro.
No,
I heard
that's cool.
this.
That's cool. So, yeah,
One
but what does
half.
it equal?
Okay, I'm reading it. Damn,
Okay.
bro. Y'all be wanting to gas and hear yourself, bro. Come on, damn. 1/2 of 30 equals 60.
Stop.
Add 10 equals
Just stop.
70.
Just stop right there. 1/2 of 30 equals 30 over 2, which equals 15. It is not 60 if you use that exact grammar you just used.
Just prove my point. You know that? You just proved my point. I told you I posted the thing out of Chat GPT and it gives 3 different answers for those words. You're proving my point. You
Well,
didn't get the 25 that you said yesterday. The
You
IQ
see
test
what I
that
said
answer.
about completion? You
the
see what I said
answer
about
was
completion?
hold on, Anathema. Hold on, Anathema.
Of changes the phrase.
Yeah. So
You
Of only
remember that one.
equals
The answer was definitely
hold
of.
on. The
I
answer,
remember that.
hold on,
no
before
grammar.
everybody
Yeah.
go crazy. Before everybody go crazy, I'm gonna
No,
post what you said, and the
The verse.
actual answer, hold on. The actual answer in the IQ test was 70. And if you use the exact English used in that question and you say divide by, that's when it becomes 60. But if you just say the words
No, I
1/2,
didn't say divide by. Where the
Yeah,
words
that was one
divide
of the very
come
few I
from?
got right.
but when you say
Wait, bro,
the word,
let me read my statement again, Brass. 1/2 of 30 equals 60.
that's incorrect.
Now, where the hell you hear divide in?
No, what you just said was incorrect.
No, this what I'm reading, Brass. I'm
No,
reading. I
but I'm
got the
telling you
context.
what you're reading
The
is
grammar
incorrect.
the grammar that you just used suggested that you should divide.
No, bro. This what I'm
No,
saying.
1/2 of 30 is 15.
Says it
Right.
applies division.
So you would
It doesn't.
1/2 of
Is this
30
really
is
happening?
15.
is
Of
15, right?
30 changes that to an adjective phrase
Jesus
modifying
Christ.
half. What the fuck are you talking about? You don't know grammar. You
One,
don't know it. I will fail you.
1/2 of 30 is 30 over
We
2,
done?
which equals
Yeah,
15
come on,
plus
Babylon done.
10
Come on, you hurt
equals
me.
25, bro. The test answer on the IQ test doesn't use that wording, so it would be divide, which would actually make it multiply.
Yo,
It would
Brass.
actually turn it into multiplication. That'd
Yo,
be 60
hold on, Brass. I gotta
plus
tell
10.
you. Q will tell you this. Everyone's
Right.
taking my literature class. You know what? I start with every black person. Well, it don't matter who I teach, but really, I stress this with black people. You know, the first thing I make them learn is prepositions, because that's
Everybody else can talk
that's
right over
one of
that
the
bullshit
defaults
because
that
he's a
black
man.
people don't
It's
understand.
crazy,
They don't
bro.
understand what prepositions do and how they function. They really don't.
These niggas try to bring up
You misuse
preposition,
prepositions when you speak
all
Ebonics.
type of shit. You got
You
nothing to do
have
with
inverted prepositions. You have a fati
you're a
usus
small man
prepositions
in
when
fucking
you speak
heaven.
vernacular language. But when you go into standard English, no. People's understanding of prepositions
What
is
I want to know, Bryce, is are you trying to prove me wrong or something? That's what I'm
you
trying to
are
figure
wrong.
out.
You are wrong. You're wrong as
Bryce, I'm
fuck.
trying
Yeah.
to
You're wrong.
Hey, bro,
You're
are
wrong.
you
And
trying
I
to
just proved it.
something?
I just
Because
proved
we
it to
can
you
have
with
this
grammar. I
conversation
told you the
without
difference
the
between
niggas
an
on
adverb
here,
and an
and I
adjective
can show
phrase.
you.
One functioning off the verb telling you
But
how
that's
to do
mostly what
something,
y'all
the
do.
other
Y'all
functioning
bring
off
a
the noun
random
telling
dog
you
in
what
here
it
in
is.
order to
Shut the
secure
fuck up.
ignorance
You
and
don't,
to
man. You
secure
don't know.
confusion,
You
so
don't know.
then
You just
nobody
try to
can
sound
talk.
smart, and you're not.
But I'm gonna mute up from here and let this dog have it.
Yes, man, dog. Big up yourself. You think so you can hurt me? Deal with me intellectually. You don't have no argument. Your argument is chat GPT. You can't even explain the dynamics of what the fuck you're reading because you don't know grammar. Shut the fuck up. You're an idiot.
Hey, Brad, y'all need to get rid of these drag queens. These body boy Jamaican boys.
I'm gonna say, like, nobody curses anybody out the way a Jamaican
curse you because I know once you start going to them,
Right.
you already lost.
If you ain't been cussed out by a Jamaican, you ain't never really
been cussed out. You ain't been cussed out before.
They do it better than anybody on the planet. Get
rid of goddamn body boys and cheerleading for these whores.
Babylon, please don't. Just stop. Just stop. It's only gonna get worse from here, bro. It's only gonna get worse.
That's not gonna get me out of my character. I want you to stay intellectually. Prove what I said grammatically was incorrect about those two different statements. Prove it. Prove what I said. Prove that wasn't an adjective phrase modifying a noun. Prove that wasn't an adverb phrase modifying the verb, the vibe. Prove it. Prove it.
And you know nothing.
All you're gonna do is read Chat GPT because y'all ain't good.
Do you have any books?
I don't need Chat GPT to explain that. I don't.
Have you written any books?
That's for over 20 years, you fucking idiot.
Written any books?
Y'all idiot, man.
Have you written any books?
About a subject
Can we see your fucking work? Can we see your fucking work? Have you written any books? No. Have you written any books? No. Can we see your fucking work? No. Are you just a jabber mouth ass Jamaican? Yes.
Whole Oxford English Dictionary. B, I got Black's Law 4 Deluxe Dictionary. Shut up, B. I got a collection of books worth over $20,000. You're a fucking idiot.
I went to Jamaica State there. Y'all a bunch of bitch boys. I'm telling you.
Intellectually, man, defeat what I said about the grammar.
The only real nigga I met over there was named Devon. That's the only real nigga I met.
To me is of, acting as, and fucking adjective phrase modifying the noun that. It's by acting as an adverb phrase modifying the verb divide. Defeat that.
Wanna come over here trying to teach us, nigga? Y'all that been slaves, fucking king of England. You want to teach that bullshit here?
No, we're talking intellectually about grammar. Defeat the grammar concept, man. We're trying to
defeat. Fucking king son, running around talking about fucking Ali Selassie, racist, thinking talking here, fucking Ethiopian. Jamaicans ain't even Ethiopian, and y'all niggas want to wear a red.
You doing man.
You're a fucking clown. You don't even. Who are the real? Who the indigenous Jamaicans? Who are the indigenous Jamaicans?
What are you?
You don't fucking know. You're not a Jamaican.
You're not that, so why you worry about that?
You don't fucking know who you are. Who are the indigenous Jamaicans? Who are the indigenous Jamaicans?
Get back to the topic.
You don't fucking know. You're a
grammar, man. I'm telling you about grammar, the language you speak. Explain and respond to the grammar concept, pussy. Come me not say me right, come me teach it for over 20 years. Now respond to it, pussy. What's the matter?
All right, I had to mute both of y'all. Let's get back on topic, man. It got kind of crazy. So I'm about to unmute y'all and let y'all get back on topic. Please get back on topic.
Appreciate that, DQ.
No problem.
Yo, me I stay up on topic. My topic is defeat the grammar. He's the one doing all of these ad hominem and personal attack. Me just call him pussy because he acting like a pussy. Because he don't want to deal with the point.
Hey, let's get back. Let's just get back on point, bro. Let's just take it down a couple notches.
The point is to explain those two grammar points. Defeat the grammar points I made about those two statements and why you're wrong. Defeat that. Defeat it. I'll wait.
Okay, what exactly is your question, dumbass?
If I'm not a dumbass, first of all, you don't have to keep talking like that. The man that just told you, man, to act with decorum.
Hey, boy, if I call you a jackass, you ain't gonna go no long years in a fucking
The question is simple. In the statement you brought up, why you were wrong and why Brass was correct,
Well,
is
you
that
just ask the
of
fucking question. See how deep this nigga is.
that's it. Now you're not letting me ask the question. Of introduced an adjective phrase that modified half as a noun, as a thing, meaning 1/2, 0.05, 5 cents. That's what it meant. By modifying a verb is an adverb phrase. Introduced an adverb phrase telling you how to do something. And it was divide by. Those are two different grammatical sentences, and you can't defeat that. One is an adverb modifying a verb. The other is a adjective phrase modifying a noun. So what are you gonna do? You can't, and that's why you're wrong, because you don't have comprehension of basic grammar. Now prove me wrong.
Okay, so I mean, it's really not a question. So your question is, what is your question? You made statements. You said of introduced a prepositional phrase. Of said that it was 1/2. It implied that it was a division. I got all that. What's your fucking question,
No,
bro?
it didn't imply that it was a division. Of doesn't
Bro,
imply that
that's
it
a
was a
question,
division.
bro. Now you want to argue about this shit.
Now,
Nigga, if you don't have your
division would
question
be
after this, I'm done.
division would imply a verb. It would imply a process.
What's your
Of
question, man?
Of
What's your
introduced
fucking
an
question, man?
adjective
Do you
phrase
understand the question?
modifying
You
a
see how
single
my question
noun.
clear?
Half.
I'm saying,
Half
what
was
is
a
your
thing.
question?
1/2. You're not understanding, idiot. Divide is a process, a verb. By, telling you how. It's an adverb phrase. They're two different questions, and you're going to get two different answers.
I'm going to say it again. What is your question to me?
Prove me wrong is my question.
That's
Because
not a question.
you're wrong.
That's not
You're
a question.
wrong based on the
Prove you wrong.
grammatical
I
structure of
don't have anything. I don't have anything wrong to prove until you ask a sufficient question. Ask me a question.
Prove me wrong. I'm incorrect about the first
That's
statement
not a
you made
question. No
regarding
question
the
can
answer.
be proved.
Regarding the
Question
answer
start.
you got.
Questions. Let me straighten you out, bro.
I gave you a question.
Let me straighten you out. Questions start with what,
No,
how, who,
no. Questions
when,
can be
where,
implied. You
if,
can teach grammar.
is,
No. You're in elementary school
don't
now.
start with
No,
proof.
you're in
So I'm gonna
elementary
ask
school
you
now.
again,
Nigga,
stupid
questions
ass.
can be implied.
Ask me a
Questions can be
question.
implied. Questions can be implied by the statement. Shut up. You're in
Now
elementary
we
school.
ain't talking about
Fuck out of here,
implications. I'm
B. It's
wrong.
not elementary school.
Okay. I'm
Fuck are
done.
you talking about?
Implications
Yeah,
and shit.
because you can't defeat the grammar, B, and you don't know it. Just admit you don't know it. And I'm correct. Everybody on the panel knows I'm correct, B. Everybody. Gas knows I'm correct. Everybody knows I'm correct. And you look like an idiot. You look like another FBA idiot around here.
Here like this,
You're
that's
an idiot, man. You're an idiot, man.
that's
I'm explaining to the people why the
do
statements are
a better
different.
job.
I'm giving them the grammar
Control
behind
your
how the
show.
statements
Get some
structured.
people on here that's intellectual and really want to talk about stuff, and not people with no work. This nigga ain't wrote no book. Nobody can look up nothing he done did or said. He ain't got nothing to say other than yell and yap. Again, if you're gonna say that something implies something or it's all implications and
Read
stuff,
Babylon. So you wrote a book, Babylon?
objective. That has nothing to do with mathematics.
I was gonna say the
Mathematics
homie, he
is about
actually in the community helping young black kids. What you mean?
Shut up, pussy.
I was just about to say,
Did
how
you
do I
write a
done
book?
it? And
Are you
the
fucking
book.
stupid? Yeah,
You keep
do a
saying
better
that. Have you
job,
read the
bro.
book?
You
Do a
have a
better
master's
job,
degree in
man. That's
literature.
ridiculous.
You're a fucking idiot.
Get rid of these niggas, man.
Already
These niggas
started,
ain't
man.
nothing
You
but
ain't wrote
trash.
nothing over a
I,
These
paragraph.
I
That's
Jamaican
day
need
and
niggas
to
night.
admit
know.
that
I
don't
need to
nobody like
know
them,
right
and they
now.
admitted
I
it.
need to know Babylon.
That's
Babylon.
They
Babylon.
trash, bro. They
I need to
trash.
know if you wrote a book, Babylon.
Yes, I did.
You wrote a book? What's the name of the
Yeah,
book?
I got a couple. It's called the Origins of Number, the Genesis of Grammar. It's more than
And you
1,000
say
pages.
you
I got
a
I'm publishing my book now.
mathematician.
Yes.
Oh, it ain't
Why don't
published
I?
yet, so I wouldn't be able to
Why
get
do I think
access
you
to it.
lying your fucking ass off right now?
Well,
I'm
let me
just
get
gonna
a
say
master. Let me get a master. Can you email me a master copy?
I'll email you a copy of my thesis, Bryce. I already saw it sent to me email. Just put the thing out of the back. I'll show you. I got at least you'll see the thesis. B. I guarantee you go call me
No,
about the first
no, no.
paragraph. You should do.
I want to master.
No,
I want to master
Corey,
I
can I ask the
Babylon,
question?
boy.
Corey, can I ask the question? Because when other niggas talk over
But
and
not
talk
over 2
for and
years.
talk in
Shut up,
between,
pussy.
that's just
Now,
bullshit. Corey, can me and you talk, or is this nigga gonna keep on yapping?
no, you're idiot, man. Fuck you. You're idiot.
Can I answer the question, Corey, or what, bro? Y'all gonna get rid of this nigga or what? You see he ain't on topic? Come on now.
You're idiot, man. Respond to the
Oh
grammar.
no, I don't get rid of. That's not a part of getting.
I know, Corey. I'm just talking. But Corey, to answer your
I'm not
question,
the
Hey,
I'm
bro,
not
did
the
you say
guy
you was a
to get rid of
mathematician? You
anybody,
said you was
right?
a
hey
mathematician
Corey,
and a
to
Niggas
answer
linguist?
that
your
don't have
question,
hobbies out there before him.
You
You
said
know
you
what
was
I'm
a
saying?
linguist and can't respond to my grammatical question. You're an idiot.
but my book called the Origins of Number and the Genesis of Grammar, right? But I can't respond grammatically. But I got a book
Well,
called
nah, bro,
Grammar.
you said you was a mathematician and a linguist. Where did you go to get
That
your
should have been
degree?
an
Do you have a
easy. That
degree?
should have been an easy response. You should have said, "No, you're incorrect. That's not an adjective phrase. No, you're incorrect. That's not an adverb phrase." But you couldn't do
Hey,
that.
let me ask
You
you where
couldn't do
Bill
that.
Gates get his
You
degree.
couldn't do
So
that
what
because
can't
you're an
Bill
idiot.
Gates
You
get his
don't even know
degree?
the function of a
Where
preposition.
Bro, you said you was a
You're an idiot, man.
mathematician
Why
and a
all these
linguist.
people on here, these
You
pseudo
wildin'.
intellectual people, man, they never did nothing for their own people. They never stood up in front of no classroom. They never wrote no lesson plan. They never graded no papers. They never did nothing. But these niggas get to get up here and call me a tether and ask them that he's refusing to respond to and purporting to be a linguist. And y'all allow
You're
this? Fuck you, man. You're an idiot. You're an
you're a
idiot, man.
coon teller. You're a Jamaican coon teller.
Hey, listen.
Yo,
No,
nah,
fuck you, man.
that
You're an
Jamaican
idiot, man.
cooking
Why
you
y'all
right
allow
now,
this,
though.
man?
He cooking you right now, though.
You're a Jamaican coon teller.
This man.
You making FBA look bad right now.
Yo, y'all gotta chill out with the name calling because shit
Man, you be
going
telling
on.
that shit. That's
Still,
why
you had
you.
these states split to each other. Just
Phone
need
sound like
to keep the conversation going. You know, you can't even. Now, hold on, bro. Chill
your
out.
phone is
Just chill
raggedy.
because people listening, the shit gonna be on YouTube. You know, the audience might want to hear some of this stuff. Hold on, bro. Hold on. But all the name calling trying to trigger people is just, you know, it's just a fucking distraction. So get back to the conversation. And, you know, we willing to let y'all cook. You cooking. Y'all talking. But damn,
Ain't
all
no
this, you know,
y'all.
name calling
You
shit is childish as fuck.
You see the
What?
dude don't want to talk, man. What you talking about? Ain't no y'all. I'm
Yeah,
here for an inclusive conversation.
but you
And I
started with the
and I was
bullshit though.
genuine.
You
And I
came
brought
in on the
intellect
bullshit.
and I
Man,
brought
stop
intellect
playing
and stuff
victim,
to the
bro.
Well,
conversation.
No,
let
you
me see
came
if I
in
can
on the
get it back on
bullshit,
track.
so
Let
you
me see
got
if I
some
can get it
bullshit
back on
back.
track.
That's good, bro. Good, Corey.
All right,
I brought
listen.
it.
Let me get it back on track because I got a question. I got a question for both of them. How about that? Can either one of y'all answer my question? I got a question for both Babylon and Athema. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, man. Me there, man.
All right. So now my question is, right? First of all, I want to know, like, do you think Babylon he don't have a grasp? You don't think Babylon has a grasp on the question that's being asked, right? Am I correct with that?
Correct.
All right. Is that you don't think that he's understanding what you picking up, what you laying down? Like you're saying something, but somehow he's missing what you're saying. Is that the case here? Because that's what it sounds like to me.
No. He's purposely directing from the point because he doesn't understand grammar and know what I'm. Because if you understand what I'm saying, Brass knows this. If you and I know School Peas knows what I'm talking about. If you
I
understand,
know what you're saying. I understand because we asked the question yesterday.
Important
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
yo, I stress understanding phrase. This is how I teach prepositions. I don't even teach. I give the students the list of prepositions. Say, listen. Next week we start with the adjective phrase, right? Now to understand the adjective phrase. No, you gotta listen to me, man. To understand the adjective phrase, that means that
I'm listening. Don't worry about nobody else. You're talking to me right now. Don't worry about the background.
You're gonna have to get an implied understanding of this, the SVO and SVC structure. That means the subject, verb, subject, object. Why? Because the adjectives only modify nouns. Hold on 1 second, Bridget. The adjectives only modify nouns, right? So that means you got to be able to every type of noun construction.
Absolutely, yes.
In order to recognize when an adjective is being used. 99.9% of the time, when you see of as a preposition, it's going to modify a noun and is going to introduce the adjective. United States of what?
America.
United States is a thing, right? A noun, right?
But not,
no, we can keep going with this. I'm telling you, half. Man, when I made the statement, half of something now, half of something, half becomes a noun, one thing. So you can't take whatever is in the object of the adjective phrase as what's being half, because that thing is what's called the object of the preposition. When you understand prepositional phrases, he doesn't know this shit. I know this. Now, when you get divide is a verb. Adverbs modify verbs. By as a preposition is coming after divide and introducing an adverb phrase. Adverbs tell you how, why, when, where, or what to do under a certain extent or condition. That's what they do. Adjective phrase tell you what kind or which one. So what kind or which one is half? It's 1 point. I mean, it's 1/2.
Adverbs are usually scientific. Adverbs are usually scientific.
Now, when it's telling you to divide by half, how is it telling you to divide by? 1 point, 1/2, or 0.05. But it's two different mathematical processes being asked by the statement. This nigga can't explain that grammatically.
It's really saying, it's really asking you to, yeah. So it's really asking you to multiply there. So Babylon, I want to know, like, what's your contention with what the brother is saying? Or is there not a contention? Maybe you just misheard or misunderstood what he was trying to, lay down there. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. Is there a contention, or is there not a contention with what the brother just said?
Hey, Corey, you say my name funny as fuck, bro. I'm glad that ain't my real name, Babylon. But anyway.
What did I say? How did I say Babylon?
I just said it just sound funny. That's all. Ain't no disrespect, bro. Come on. What? I'm
from Indiana, brother. I'm a country nigga. You know, I'm like, I got a little bit of hillbilly. I'm a hillbilly nigga. I'm a hillbilly redneck nigga. You know what I mean? But go ahead.
I'm from Georgia. I'm from Sandy.
What the hell?
Georgia. I'm from Sandy Bottom, Georgia, all the way near Florida, near Alabama, right? So, nevertheless, though, man, I just want to make this. Yeah, I just want to make this clear, though, Corey, man. Corey, listen to me, brother. Man, when a person come on with all that word salad and all that alphabet soup, man, that should be your first.
See, the thing is, now I want to be fair. Hold on, Athema. Hold on, let me handle it here, because I don't want to get back down the name calling road, right? And I'm not saying you was name calling him Babylon. I just want to say you can't. So you're calling it word salad, and that's fine. I'm not mad with you. You have all the right to call it word salad. No, listen. You have the right. And I will fight for you to be able to call it word salad, right? But you have to admit that that's your opinion about it, because when he was speaking to me, I understand what he was talking about. So it wasn't word salad to me. It made coherent sense. Word salad don't make coherent sense. Okay.
Okay. So I thought I was finished talking. I didn't know I was gonna get in a conversation about you defending him. So my bad.
The Babylon, you're taking it wrong. You're taking it wrong.
I
All I
retract the
wanted to
what
do,
he said. I got a
no,
better
because
one. My
Babylon, don't
vocabulary is
retract.
bigger than that.
Don't retract it. Don't retract it.
Yeah,
Stay
I'm
on, because
retracting.
that's
My
your right.
vocabulary is
That's
bigger
your
than that.
right to be able to call that word salad. And I will
Yeah,
stand up and fight for you to be able to call it word salad. All right. So don't retract what you mean. I'm not saying
yeah.
for
But
you to
since he brought
retract it.
about
Go
all
ahead.
this, since it brought
Huh?
about all this, and it was so, I mean, I could see if I came on here and said, man, that's some bullshit he was talking about. That nigga ain't say a goddamn thing. Now that would be
That's what word
disrespectful.
salad means to me. Like
But you
that's
to
a cool way of saying word. That's the hood way of saying word salad to me.
but we gotta be able to express our dislike or disagreements with something. If we have a word in mathematics, we say,
Okay,
well,
but just talk about the disagreements, though, right? I don't need to say, "Oh, it was a bunch of word salad." I could just say, "Yo, he said this, and this was fucked up, right? This part was right, but this part was fucked up." So, like, you can start there. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying, bro. I'm just throwing a suggestion out there.
I agree with your suggestion, Corey, and you're
Okay.
probably right. And I'm probably wrong for approaching it and starting from that way. But for us to have to go through all this because of it, even after I done said, okay, I'll retract it, now we got to argue about, no, don't retract it, and then go back and forth about that. And then I'm still supposed to remember what I'm supposed to talk about. It's just not
Yeah.
fair.
So
But so
I'll ask the question again. I'll ask the question again, right? So,
yeah.
I said, what part about what the brother said, right? He introduced, he's talking about adjectives and adverbs and the difference how they play on nouns, right? You see what I'm saying? So, what problem did you have with what he said?
Okay. I didn't have a problem with what he said. He had a problem with what I was saying, first of all. I
Okay,
never
all right.
interrupted him or I never said anything about anything he said. But I'm gonna tell you what I got a problem with what he said since you asking me though. So now,
Mm-hmm.
adjectives, an adjective describes something. So he said adjective phrase. See, we can't just jump out. This is linguistics, this is grammar. So you can't just say like, oh, whatever, or say, oh, no, this is very particular. You having this conversation, so you want to have a particular conversation about words. And this could get very wordy. So let me get on with it. So an adjective describes something. So he said an
Mm-hmm.
adjective phrase. So he said, so I in my sentence, I don't have a single adjective phrase. I'm not describing no phrases in the sentence that I gave. Brass came on yesterday. I don't remember the exact sentence that Brass read, but we can go back and get that. See, we shouldn't even argue about stuff like that. But I do know
You
because
talking
I
about
got
the
it in my
mathematical,
record.
the one question that he asked yesterday, the IQ question? Is that what you're talking about?
No, 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 no,
I want to
Yes.
no.
be.
I'm
I
telling
want
you
to
to
find.
read
I'm
the
walking
first
with you. I'm
statement.
walking
No,
with you.
no, no. He's trying to
Hold
get
on.
away.
Hold
No,
on.
tell him to read the first
This is
statement he
Babylon's
read again.
time.
Tell him
You
to read the
had your
first
time.
statement he
You
read
had your
again
time,
about
Athena.
half
You
of
had your
30.
time,
And if he
Athena.
said he
This is
didn't say half
Babylon's
of
time.
30, you're a fucking liar, man. He's lying, man. Why y'all
Hold
letting this
on.
nigga lie
You
like this?
gotta
He's
you
trying to
gotta
get
let him
off
get
here.
it out though.
He
Whether
don't
he
know what the
lying
fuck
or
he's
not, you
talking
gotta let
about.
him get it off.
He don't know
You
what he's
gotta let
talking
him get it
about.
off
And he
though, bro.
knows it.
Because I'm
That's why
coming
he
right back to you.
okay.
I'm coming right back to you, and you're gonna have to crush him when I'm done. But right now, this Babylon, let Babylon get his off though. Let's be fair here. Let's be fair. Okay, so he had a problem actually with what you were saying, Babylon, right? Not the other way
Yes.
around. But you're gonna address a problem that you did have with him, right? Is that where that's where we at here? Okay.
Yes, but before I address the problem with him, I am going to explain the situation with Brass because that's the reason why I came on. And that's going to give you the context of what he had a problem
Okay.
with.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay,
All right.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna be quick. Now let me say it. Let
No,
me say it now.
this is your time. Go ahead. You do it. Do it up, baby. Go ahead.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. Brass statement off the IQ test was basically if you divide by half, I'm gonna say it again, by half. Here are the words. Write those words down. By half. 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 By
Now,
half.
let's stop right there. Now let's stop. Now this is me and you now here, right?
Yes.
We're gonna stop right there because I think we found the crux of the argument, right? And so when my man's Athena is talking about the adverbs, right? He's talking about the by. You know what I'm saying? The half is what we're talking about. The half is the noun. By half, right? See, so what that suggests at that point, what was being suggested there at that point is for you to multiply. So because the question, because listen, when in real time yesterday, Brass had to reread the question to me. No, he reread it. He reread it to Logic, and then Logic he emphasized the by part, and that triggered me to think about it differently. You see what I'm saying? Because I didn't hear that at first, right? So I'm just saying, if we
okay, Corey. Okay, Corey. No, Corey.
Okay,
now,
all right.
I understand. Can I go ahead now? Can I go ahead now? I got that. Can I go
I
ahead?
just want to say, I think that's where y'all having the argument at you and Afterma. I think that's the problem right there. Okay, go ahead.
You think that, Corey? I'm good with that. I'm good with you thinking that. Can I move on?
Okay, my bad. All right, go ahead.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know, and he's trying to wing it. He's Googling shit. He doesn't know. Why y'all allowing him to do this? I taught this shit for 20 years. There's no way a Googling nigga can defeat me about this. There's no way.
Corey interrupt me. Yeah, after Corey goes.
I understand why he's passionate. I understand why he's passionate because
by the time I get through saying what I'm gonna fucking say, ain't nobody gonna understand that shit I had to say, bro. With
it happens a lot. It happens a lot like that, and I apologize. That's one of my gripes too. I apologize because I have a problem with that very thing you just mentioned, Babylon. So go ahead, continue. Now you said
I know
you was
where I'm
giving a
at.
sentence. Okay, all right. I wanted to remind you. Go ahead, keep going. All right.
No, you don't got to remind me. I know where I'm at. I'm good. Okay, so now the thing is, Brass in his statement mentioned by half. I understand overstand that the word by can function as an adverb or a preposition. We understand that. But here we're talking.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You're a fucking idiot. You done.
I'm trying. Go ahead, Babylon.
But here we're not talking about
how to approach this on a math test. You've never done that in your life. You've never taught grammar, man. Why do you keep trying to have this argument and say it fierce, man? Just admit you're wrong and you shit.
So Babylon, I never knew you was a mathematician though, Babylon.
You're supposed to be a linguist and all this other shit you gotta do. You're the one that came with word salad. I'm sticking to one specific point. You don't understand phrasal structure based on prepositions and language and grammar. You don't. You can Google all you want, but you're not going to be able to do it.
I don't think we're going to get to the bottom of this.
And defeat me. You're an idiot, man. You're a fucking idiot. Shut up, man. Get this nigga off the panel, man.
Hey, Corey, every time you
talk more. Obviously, this ain't going to come to a resolve.
You're stupid. You're fucking stupid.
Ain't no day, Corey. Nigga, stop saying day, Corey.
Somebody off the panel.
Fuck the Egypt channel,
how have we not come to a conclusion? I mean, Babylon Dunn is strong.
Ain't no y'all, nigga. Y'all need to stop saying y'all and they when ain't no they. It's only that nigga on here acting like a fool, man. Y'all need to stop. Now, when every time I see
somebody else need to referee because I get
Corey, can I talk though, bro? You want to argue with me, Corey?
My bad. Go ahead.
God damn, man, I have to listen to that nigga, and then as soon as I start talking, you come in with the bullshit trying to argue with me. What the fuck is
all right. No, here's what's gonna happen. No, Corey, I got it. Here's what's gonna happen.
mute the other person while one is talking. So say what the
Okay,
hell you got to say.
I'm gonna put myself on mute.
No, Corey, stay off mute. No, I need you, Corey. No, please.
All right, I'm here. I'm listening. I'm all ears. No talking.
Okay, Corey. Now, Brass came on yesterday. He brought the question from the IQ test. The question basically said, divide by half. Divide by half. You hear those words? Divide by half
Mm-hmm.
a number. Divide by half a number. Right? Now, I already explained that I understand that by is an adverb or preposition. Can be used as that. It can be used as that. We're not talking grammatics right now or grammar. We're talking mathematics. And to confuse the two is a mistake. Like what he made was it's called a mistake. When he say U.S. of America, the United States of America, and then he says one of two. The United States of America is not the same statement as one of two. One of two is a ratio. If I take one of two, that's a fraction. That's division. But U.S. of America, last time I checked, that's not division. They call United States of America. So
But
you
let
can't take grammar.
me ask you this question
So
though.
you can't
Could
take
you write
grammar.
that? Could
Wait,
you write
let me
that in a
finish one
sentence?
statement.
Okay, go ahead.
What?
Could you make a complete sentence out of that? Is what I wanted to know.
Out of what?
What you just said. Divide by half. Is that a complete sentence? That's a complete sentence, right?
No. That could, now that's a tricky question in grammar or in linguistics. Divide by half can be a complete statement if it was an answer to a question, but right here is not the complete statement. The complete statement is what I'm
not
about
the
to
complete statement, but a complete sentence. I'm
Yeah, a
asking.
complete sentence. A complete sentence. A sentence of a
Right.
statement to me. Yeah. Okay. Now listen.
Right.
The complete statement or the complete sentence that Brass made was divide by half 30. Right? Now, that's it. That's a complete sentence.
So now when this is the problem. So if I can write that in a complete sentence, a sentence has parts to it, right? Subject, verb, predicate, right? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Adverbs, adjectives in a complete sentence. So if we can write that as a complete sentence, right?
Yeah.
That's the clue you in. But I'm gonna just let you. I'm gonna let you ride. I'm gonna be quiet from here on.
Wait, no, let me answer that. Let me answer that. My thing is like with Terrence Howard. You say something that's incommensurate. It don't make sense. When you ask like one by one,
Is
which
that what
means one.
incommensurate means? That
Hold
went over
on,
my head.
Corey. Hold up, Corey.
Incommensurate went over my head, brother. I just wanted to know what that means.
Incommensurate means it don't add up. It don't match up.
Okay, I got you.
It doesn't match up. It doesn't make sense. It's like putting apples with oranges.
You gotta know you're
Tomatoes.
talking to a construction worker, not some
Okay, so now
genius
you get
college
it.
guy. All right.
Just means apples with oranges. Okay. Okay.
Okay. Yep. Got you.
Okay. Now we got that out the way. Now, so when Terrence Howard says 1 times 1 or 1 by 1, right? 1 times 1 or 1 by 1. You see how the word by means times? By means times in this thing. By doesn't mean in English, like when you saying in a sentence, I drove by the store or I went by the store. It doesn't mean by like that. So you
Not in
can't
the
take
proper context. I mean, it just depends on
not
what you
in the
use.
proper, not
By,
in its
by,
proper
and by.
context.
Okay.
That's right. So in its proper context, we are using mathematics and not linguistics. So now, if I say, give you another example of incommensurate. Wait, hold up. If I say, there are 3 dimensions. And then you say, but there's a 4th dimension. And then I ask you, what are the 3 dimensions? The first 3 dimensions. What would you say the first three dimensions are?
You say, say what did you
What are
say?
the three? What
You
dimensions? You got
said,
the three dimensions.
There's no way this fucking conversation is still happening.
Wait,
Are y'all
let me finish.
serious?
Let me finish. We're teaching, bro. You got to
One by one don't mean
something.
one times
Okay,
one.
I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna
Don't let
learn.
Babylon
But I'm
done.
teaching something,
Don't
and for
let
you to
Babylon
ask
done that.
I
it's
don't
just
know. You tell me the answer. Tell
Don't
me the
let
answer, bro. I
Babylon
don't
done
know.
that stupidness.
Go ahead.
One by
It's not
one
the
don't mean
scripture.
one
Thank you,
times
Mark,
one.
for saying you don't know.
One by
Thank
one
you,
don't
Mark,
mean one
for saying
times
you don't
one.
know. Now
Babylon
we
done
ask the
making up
president
stuff
for
now.
blabbermouth.
He
What's
making
the
up
three
stuff now.
dimensions?
That's what he always does. One by one don't mean one times one. That is
Hey man,
just,
come on.
it don't
I'm
mean that.
talking to
You
you.
said that. It
You're
didn't mean that.
talking about space and time and shit. Is them the dimensions
No,
like
no,
that?
that's not the three dimension. The
Oh,
three
okay. Well,
dimension have to do with,
you lost me then. What are you talking about then?
right? A one
Language.
dimensional plane is a flat plane. So it's length, width,
Oh,
and
okay.
depth.
Now, okay, I see
It's
what
three
you're saying.
dimensional. Like think
Yeah,
about it like a cube. A cube is a three dimensional
yes,
object.
yes.
Don't let him come in here
I
acting like
understand
him
that.
brighter than anybody else.
Yeah.
This dude just full of shit and acting like him brighter than anybody else. You
They
are
just
a
make it
dumbo. You are a dumbo.
Right. Why is
Your
the
mother had a
conversation still
dumbo with you.
going? What the
Yeah,
fuck are we
Jamaican Dudley
doing?
boys, they getting at you.
yeah, you are a dumbo. And you come in here about
Jesus
one by one
Christ.
mean one times one. It
You
don't
done
mean that.
pissed the
It
Jamaican
don't mean
guys
that.
off today,
It
Babylon.
don't mean
I'm just
that.
gonna
No,
say that.
because he's
Yeah,
a
because they
dumbo.
know
You
they
got two
wrong.
high IQ
He's a
Jamaicans in
dumbo.
here, man.
All right.
I
Just
came to piss them
one by
off
one mean
because
one
they
times one.
lame and they
Eh?
liars.
How did the animals
They
enter the
lame and
ark?
they liars.
2 by 2.
They
They
scamming
didn't
and they
enter 2
good.
times 2. How the Bible said the
They
animals
scamming.
enter the ark?
Word salad. Word
How did
salad. That's all they do. Word
no, you
salad.
are saying
This
he
nigga
said
just
one by
said
one mean
that
one
time
times one.
does not mean by. That
No,
times does not
you
mean by. But we could
that's
say
what you
we
said.
divide
That's what
or
you
we
said.
multiply by.
That's what
We
you said.
multiply by or we times by. They say 2 by 2, 12
2
by
by
12,
2?
or 2
No,
by
nobody
4.
says that. Nobody
This
says
nigga
that.
said,
Nobody says
right?
that. Nobody says that. Nobody says that in class. Nobody says 12 by 12.
I'm gonna write 2x4,
Nobody.
which is 2 by 4, which means by means time, which means get the fuck off the line because you don't know what the fuck you
That's why
talking about.
IQ
And
low.
you
We're going
making
to use the same argument. That's why
you wrong.
FBA says
You
FBA
wrong.
IQ
Now,
low
say
because of
you
dudes like
wrong
you.
and take your
And
body boy ass. Say
that's
you
why
wrong.
FBA.
Take
I'm
what
going
you
to quote
said
a
and
FBA.
take your
I'm going
body
to
boy
quote
ass.
a FBA. And an
Say
FBA
you
on
wrong
this
and
panel
drag
said
your tail
FBAs
and
are
take your
dumb and their
Hey,
IQs are low
please,
because
you know
of
what?
dudes like
On that,
you.
drag
on
queen
that,
body boy
hold
ass.
on, real quick,
Yo,
though,
y'all got
Babylon.
it.
Y'all can go back to cussing each other out after I say
Yeah.
this real quick. Hey, Stu Peace, you know on that question, right? So I listened to it at work. While y'all was talking, I had went and listened to the YouTube because
Yes.
y'all was talking about some shit I didn't want to hear, right? So I
Said
was listening to
divide
the
by a
YouTube,
half
right?
or divide
And then,
by half. It
yeah,
didn't say
so
that. It said divide, but
listened
in
to the
that,
question.
it basically
Listen,
telling you in English, divide it by a half. It never,
yeah,
it has nothing. It was a mathematical question expressed in everyday ordinary language. Right?
yeah.
So,
Yeah,
so, so,
yeah,
so,
and the
so
question,
when he comes in here, when he comes in here, when he comes in here,
one second, Stu Peace.
no,
Listen,
yes,
regarding the very question we talking about,
yes.
right?
I know it by heart. I heard it.
I thought, so I listened back to it today, right? I thought I was the first one to say the answer, right? But I listened back to it, and you had already said the answer like 5 minutes ago, but nobody had heard you, or at least I didn't hear you. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to say you even got that one right. You know, I was like, oh, I got one right. You know what I'm saying? But you had already got it right before me, so I just wanted to throw that out there to you.
Because what happened is that English math teachers over the time has found shortcuts to teach children. So when they say by, they oftentimes, so when you see the word by in mathematics, think about it like times. That's what math, it's like it don't mean that. It don't mean that.
I think of
It don't mean, yeah, but what the maths teacher do is to accommodate dumbos or slow children, they generally find shortcuts. So this person now automatically heard a maths teacher say it when he was 2 years old or 3 years old and started, oh, by mean times, because the maths teacher said, dude, you're a dumbo and you're stupid. And you come here with your retarded self talking to a Jamaican like it. You're retarded, dude. You're not ordinary retarded. You're not
That's
ordinary
crazy.
retarded. You're special ed. You're special ed. Special
I
ed.
am.
That's what you
I
are.
know.
Of course, you're
It's
special
crazy.
ed. Yes, you're
I
special
know.
ed. Just,
I know.
Well,
right.
he's a
I know.
mathematician. He's a
I
mathematician.
know. No,
He's
let
a
wait. Now let
mathematician
two
where?
piece get it
Where is
out.
a
Let
mathematician?
And a linguist. And a linguist.
no, let two piece get it
Yes.
out. Let him get it out.
Él
Go
es
ahead.
poco loco, yo.
No, because you're retarded. And you come in
Yeah,
here,
let him get it out.
act like he's a know-it-all. And then vex because anytime you say something, a Jamaican always stop you from being the star of the class. Anytime him say anything, always a Jamaican stop him. I remember him from
Wow.
umpire sport when he come in like he's the authority. And I said, dude, you're dumb. That's wrong. You're an idiot. How many times have I stumped you and called you an idiot? Because I always stop you. That's why you resent us. Because I know that you're an idiot. I can identify an idiot from a mile away. And you are the brightest idiot. If idiots were a bulb.
Okay,
Anybody,
you done?
you want to say you're an idiot. You come in here
Yeah, all these
acting like
niggas
you're
on
the
here.
star. Say,
I hope these
I'm the
niggas on here.
star. And I always out
I
your
hope
light.
these niggas. I
Dude,
hope their
you
kids
are
at home.
dumb.
Their homework gonna be.
No,
You
bro,
are
you ain't got
dumb.
to
Now
come
go
on
with your
here.
dumb self and talk anything your dumb self wants to
Get it
talk.
out.
Because I have to make
Get it
the
out.
I have to make the room know that you're a dumbo who like to come in here like he's the authority.
Yeah,
He's
we
the
heard you.
authority of nothing, dumbo. He's
I
the
am.
authority of nothing. Of course.
You
And
right.
I know, and you know that I know. That's the smartest
I
thing you
know.
know. That I know that you're an
I know.
idiot. And I call you an
Yeah,
idiot
you right.
anytime I
I need
want
to
to.
let y'all know I
Yeah.
lost my praying mantis. He gone. He been gone for
Yeah.
3 days. I thought he was gonna come back, but he been gone for 3 days. I kept him in my garden with my peppers and my peppers and my tomatoes and my cucumbers and shit. And he been
Yeah.
doing good. He did good
Ever
all
you,
year.
you really have a friend, Mantis?
Yeah, I got 2 of them, right? And they did
Hey,
good all year, but
Yeah.
one of them gone, and his ass he gone.
hey,
Like I've been looking
hey,
for him for 3
What
days.
you feeding? What you
hey,
feeding?
Corey, is
Babylon
it
Dawn. Don't you say that we have moved on? We have moved on from your Babylon Dawn. Babylon Dawn, we have moved on from you. You're irrelevant.
Damn,
You're
nigga.
irrelevant. You have moved on. We're talking about
Anathema, go out and come back
no,
in.
we're talking about the Mantis
Anathema,
now.
go out and come back in.
We're
Hold on.
mourning.
Because
We're
I don't
mourning.
know who else got you muted.
We're talking about the Mantis now. We're talking about the Mantis now. We've moved on. You're irrelevant.
All right, here we
You're
go.
irrelevant.
This is what everybody
Hey,
at work
whoever
told
that
me.
bitch ass nigga is in the background that's
Yeah,
gathering,
yeah,
stop.
They
yeah.
told
So,
me.
so
They
how's your
told
man?
me at
So,
work. Hey, hold on, listen.
who's the teacher, Corey? Tell me about your praying Mantis. Corey, tell me
Listen.
about your praying
that bitch
Mantis.
ass nigga. Get me fucked up.
They told
Tell me
me.
about
They
your praying
told me
Mantis.
that the other
Come over here
praying
talking shit to me, nigga.
ate the other one. Is that true? That's what they
Oh,
told me
that's
at work.
the Dollar
They
Island bitch.
said that one praying mantis ate the other praying mantis. Is that?
Oh,
Does anybody think that's true? I don't know.
Anathema, are you
yeah,
off
yeah,
mute?
yeah. That means the
Y'all
one
gonna
that's alive
ask
is
me.
a female.
Your
The one
praying
that's
mantis
alive is
not
a
in there,
female.
brother.
Because the
The one
female
that's
Yeah, the
alive
big
is
ones.
a
Yeah, the
female.
big,
yeah,
the big one is the females, yo. The
yeah,
big ones is the females.
yeah. The female
Yeah,
tend to eat the male. So you
yeah.
might
My
have baby
man's
Mantis
gone.
coming.
He gone, bro.
Yeah,
I'm sad. I'm sad,
oh,
y'all. He gone. I've been looking
yeah,
for him for 3 days, and he gone,
And they
bro.
probably disappeared like
yeah.
that ABC crew.
Can't
They
trust
He
these
probably got
hoes,
his head.
Corey.
He probably, hey, Corey. He probably got his head ate off, yo.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
how they
that's
Can't
do
what
it.
they
trust
Yeah,
said
they
these
at
eat
hoes,
their
Yeah,
work.
head.
boy.
That's what they told me at
Yep.
work. I
That
don't want
praying
to
man
believe
eat
it.
their
I
head.
don't
Yep.
want to believe it.
He probably got his first piece of ass and got his head ate off.
Yep.
Oh
That's
That's how they
no,
do.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's how
did.
praying
No,
man.
They
she
probably
Oh,
yeah.
pregnant
did.
then, right? So I
Could
got
have
a
been
chance
Sudan.
to have another
yeah,
child.
man.
They
yeah.
probably had
You
E1,
can't trust
B1,
these
DNA.
hoes, Corey. These
That's the
She got
definite.
a
That nigga need to go. That nigga need to go get some. That nigga need to go get some ass. Why you so fucking angry, nigga? You need to go get some ass. He need to go get some ass like the praying mantis.
right.
nah, that nigga need
Nigga
to
so
go get
fucking
a
angry.
math
Nigga so
book
fucking angry.
and a
Nigga, what's the
goddamn
pussy, nigga?
grammar book. No, he don't need that,
One
brother.
second,
That
one
nigga
second,
need
one
a goddamn.
So now,
That
so
IQ
now
test shit,
the
that shit real
now
sensitive.
all the
Everybody still mad
gnats
about
and the
that.
bugs is gonna eat
I
my
brought
pepper.
out all
Everybody
fucking
be quiet
goddamn.
for a second.
Hey, you guys, Brash is trying to speak.
Everybody be
Man, I lie about that.
everybody be quiet for a
All
second.
of the hyenas out here
You
right
just
now
came
for
back because
Babylon
you
Dog.
relations, bro.
Keep
Y'all,
all
I
that
ain't going
out
back.
here.
Guys, Brash is trying to speak.
Hey, give me
Where you
hey,
at, Bobby Bang?
what, nigga?
All of the hyenas on the line. That's what I said.
What'd you say?
I said I got all of the hyenas on the line. That's what I said, Brass. What you talking about? I hear you coming in,
Hyenas.
bro. What you saying? What you saying? What, I'm supposed to not repeat it? Or what? I'm saying like we talking. So I wasn't talking directly to you. So what you saying, Brass?
We got another new wife. We got another new wife being on here.
I'm saying bye, nigga. Now,
I'm
just like
Yeah,
Patty
man.
I'm saying bye, nigga.
Bob,
That's
That
I,
nigga's
I,
a disrespectful
I
fucking
needed
dumbass.
Who the fuck
Babylon
is you talking
around
to?
so I
Hey, hold
can
on one
kill
second.
Shepherd.
Hey, real quick. Y'all don't understand how this shit sound, bro. This shit sounds terrible. Somebody got to moderate, bro. Someone, anybody.
I tried.
This shit sound crazy. You know, but y'all can
DQ tried too.
y'all can actually click on these names and mute them, bro.
Oh, I didn't know I had that ability.
Yeah, y'all can mute people. Just server mute and then allow them to talk. I muted and that.
I literally know he's saying something he can't prove academically, and he's trying to wiggle around and do. And y'all give him time.
Nigga can't help.
Why was he allowed to talk bullshit? This is what me and Stu Pease can't understand. Because that nigga can defeat nothing I was saying. Nothing.
He got Nawabian powers, yo. He got the Nawabian powers, yo. Nawabian niggas coming ready to have superpowers and shit.
Gully, you gotta turn your motherfucking microphone down. Hold on, Anathema. Hold on one second. Gully, you gotta turn your microphone down, bro. That shit sound crazy.
No, my mic was off. I'm in the whip. That's why I'm driving.
No, I ain't saying off. I'm not saying off. I'm just saying down. Whenever you talking normal, but on the screen, it sounds like you screaming. That's it's neither here nor there. Listen, Anathema, I muted you just so he could finish, but he should have been kicked out an hour ago. The drag queen and all that shit. Y'all niggas just moderate, bro. Just moderate the show. It's still a show. Anathema, ain't nobody we're not trying to defeat nobody, but I don't want to hear that Bobby Banger and all of that. Like, y'all niggas is trying to get us in some shit. I don't want to be a part of that shit. Nigga called everybody in this bitch hyenas, and they know, fuck that.
But none of us disrespected him. The only thing I called him was a pussy because he wouldn't stick to the argument.
Yeah, but that nigga, astronaut, mathematician, a linguist, like he should have been muted after that.
Hey, Braz, you know that nigga. Hey, Braz, you know y'all should have been interviewing. You know he was an actual Nawabi. He was actually initiated. That nigga was a Nawabi. That nigga Babylon.
Really? Honestly, I don't ever want to talk to him again, and I don't care if he ever watch another show. I'm trying to just kill everybody with kindness, but I don't even want a nigga like that to watch the show. If he just wild.
Babylon.
He was giving.
I used Babylon to kill Shepherd with him.
That's fine, but Chef ain't even in this motherfucker.
But he was giving way too much.
He got too much latitude. That's.
He was giving way too much rope to hang himself. Like the nigga was sounding dumber and dumber.
It was just too many ad-homs. It's cool. Ad-homs is cool for a second, but once you start calling niggas drag queens and all of that, y'all got to get these niggas out of here. Y'all want the.
He the only nigga popping out sounding spicy and shit. He the spiciest sounding nigga on the damn panel.
Tell anybody about decorum, so
No, you don't gotta tell them decorum. But here's the thing, Corey. What I was trying to remind people is that this shit plays on your channel.
Right.
Like this is like so that's what I'm trying to say. Like this shit is like I'm not just being protective of us. I'm trying to also recognize Chef. This is on Carnivorous Podcast. You and Chef. This shit just sounds wild. You can't even make out what anybody is saying. So just somebody say the words one mic. You don't got to be an admin to say it.
Well,
I don't know. Can I ask this question? Because this is the problem.
Your mic is low.
I know this is the problem that me and my people.
Right.
When you start making an illogical argument, it's just not actually even plausible, right? Immediately we like, no man, stop that man. Yo man, done that man. That now work. Like somebody I go cut you. You can't finish that.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Right. But these people get to come and try and elaborate upon something that's not plausible. And I'm like, why? Why are you wasting the
So,
airways?
all right, I'm gonna answer your question.
And I had this discussion
Hold
with
on.
Brad, so I know what he gonna
I know
say.
he did. So I'm gonna say the same thing. Corey didn't like it when I said it. You probably won't like it when I said it because I never want to fall victim to the echo chamber. I don't care if a person is wrong. I don't care if they are whatever. You can correct them. Now, in your defense, anathema, you know, this ain't like a Jamaican thing. Even when I hear certain shit, I'll be wanting to just kick niggas. That's my first thought. But I don't do it anymore. I'm a recovered band artist. I'm a recovering kick a motherfucker out the Discord addict. But what I can do is I don't like everybody in here all agreeing with each other because nobody will ever come off mute. You do need some people, whether you agree with it, whether it's illogical, you need other people to talk to. So, but once it becomes belligerent in your defense, when the first time he called you a drag queen, he should have been muted.
Yeah.
So I apologize to you for that. And then he called you a tether. I was just listening, but some of this shit is.
I heard that come up. I didn't know he called him.
You may not care.
Call him
but
a boxy boy, bro.
Hold on, bro.
Yeah,
you
I
may
heard
not.
The whole shit.
You may not care.
I knew I
But the thing is,
and all he could do was do that. Like
I know, but I know anathema. But what I'm saying is, I know you don't care. But for me, we're trying to do a little bit of a different thing. So we don't mind contention, but we all contentious amongst each other. Wake up, do whatever we do in the world, and talk to each other again. I don't want to get into these contentious conversations where every time, you know what I mean? That's what everybody else do. Shouts to them in their channel. I don't want to do that.
But
So
Tether,
nothing good is going to happen if we allow people to come in here telling anathema came in here and told us how we made them comfortable to be able to come in and have conversations, and not even 10 minutes after that, the nigga him and Stu Peas get called drag queens and tethers. That shit ain't. We don't do that shit, bro.
Yeah, we never watched that. That's not true. Babylon done that. But no, listen to me now, man. What I was wanting to express was that his like when he came in out of chat and allowing them the pseudos, right, for even get the moment to say things that just not plausible, not even possible. You know, there's no logical basis to it. You know what I mean? No, don't do that, Brass, because they are on every other channel and they trying to come over here and they're gonna destroy your channel. You have to set a standard. Now, it's one thing to not have an echo chamber, but people have to make logical arguments that you can disagree with and debate about, because they really research the point that has significance, and it might make you fine-tune because they're really understanding the argument. You just can't come in here and start mentioning Terrence Howard. You can't come in here and just start mentioning stuff. You understand what I'm saying? And Brass, don't do that. Don't allow niggas just super pseudo to come in on your platform.
Yeah, I know. That's why he would
allow people and have a measure of, well, he has, you know what I mean? He can present his information and it's plausible, it's possible, it meets logical standards, whether I disagree or this and that. You just can't let any pseudo come in on your channel, man.
No, I get.
Pseudo is different.
Yeah,
hold
on. But that's cool. Hold on, that's cool. But even in the same token, he is gone. He should have been gone earlier, but that's neither here nor there. He is gone now. But I tried. If you remember, I thought that it was just a simple. I tried to explain to him 1/2 of 30 and divide by. We had a sensible conversation. But then, I'm gonna tell you something that I had to learn from Corey and Chef specifically. Once he said he was a mathematician and a linguist, I left because I realized that there's nothing else. Like nothing I say is gonna get through. You understand what I'm saying? So at that point, it should have went differently. But that's neither here nor there. Don't linger on the conversation. Y'all talk about something else.
Please let me apologize. Please let me apologize to going off script. I don't like going off script enough. I've encountered him before in the past, and I had to beat him up because he has a need to be the expert, to be the brightest one in the room. And he's not.
Yeah,
He's
I don't think anyone. I don't think you need
right,
to apologize.
right,
Uh,
but no,
you
I
know.
went off script because I call him an
uh
idiot and I express also what somebody said about IQ. Another fundamental Black American said about IQ in relation to him. So I apologize for that. But the thing about it is that he's an old ship. He's all the old parts of the ship.
Right.
We move past him. He's not the ship anymore. He's a new up here
Right.
and he have the belief system. Him is the best mathematician. Him is the best physicist. Him is the best scientist. Anything him come up with, he knows everything more than everybody else. Even the book that he reads. And
No,
yeah,
it's okay. And here's the beautiful part about TMI. The fact that the conversation was allowed to happen and go on that long, like actually a good thing. Did it go a bit too long? Yeah,
huh.
but
But
that's a learning curve. But
you realize I
I
wasn't
get
wrong. No, you
yeah,
realize I wasn't wrong when I said
everybody.
when they start calling you a
Yeah,
Ted and they call you a know-it-all. And he did everything I said. If you go back and listen to what I
yeah,
said
yes,
before, he
yes,
did
yeah.
everything I
Everything
said.
that you said, yeah, absolutely,
As soon as
absolutely.
confronted, the setter come out, the know-it-all come out, your country sucks come out. It's like
But
it's okay.
but wait, being even worse though, the worst part about that those two P's is he was wrong as fuck while saying it.
Then I tell you, but
God
let's
damn.
move on. Thank you, bros. I appreciate you.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
appreciate you to
yeah.
realize that
Move right
this
along.
bullshit, this other thing,
To the
it's not
point.
that it hurt me, because I moved past that.
Didn't
But
know it. I was standing on the point, and
yeah,
he kept protecting and trying to go. I'm
yeah,
going to right here about these phrases.
yeah.
Because the reason I know this, right, is my students better on tests because they knew grammar. So when they got to word problems and logic questions, it was easy for them because they knew how to fucking read and comprehend what it is. They knew where they tricked you. Because that's the most time you get tricked is with adjective and with phrase. How did most people get tricked about the single? They didn't think about single as an adjective, modifying person. They did not think of. So they just thought about how they said, "Man, not a single person went to the club." They thinking colloquial. They didn't read the sentence. School P
Yeah,
immediately read the sentence because he already seen that question before or similar question like that where you got to focus on a certain part of the logic of what's being stated by understanding the fucking grammar. And it's intuitive when you actually just read it.
well, not just intuitive, brother, but it's like you said. Once you make the same mistake once, and you get shown the process of how you made the mistake, you won't make the mistake again. You get what I'm saying? But that doesn't happen though.
And that's what I'm saying. The reason I asked them questions, because those are basically the explanation as to the operation you were supposed to perform. So if you understand that, you're going to perform the correct operation. But if you do what he was doing, no, and you put that out to black people, that's one of the reasons I left the school. Black people linguistics. Let him go teach the black children linguistics. Because he get to go on the panel and rant on and then cuss me out and curse out the whole of the country. And I get muted because I get so angry, like, because I know he's an idiot and can't defend what he said. I know it.
Right.
And then stupid have to come in and defend me. And then stupid, get a little hard because they want to say certain things as stupid. You understand? But you see where I see it? That's not right, B. It's just not right. Certain things you have to deflect to. If stupid start talking about certain mathematical and this and that, and even some linguistic, and me didn't know that little part of literature and grammar, me I gotta listen and be differential. Because more I learn. Me don't know everything, but me know what me know. And me I gotta defend what me know and me gotta share what me know, but me don't know it all. And you have to be willing to be differential when you're trying to learn, because there's always somebody more smarter than you, somebody more brighter than you, somebody more quick on this subject or maybe you can write better than them. They can do math better than you, or this person is just good at chemistry, and you have to go and be differential to him when you start talking chemistry, like and them and that.
Right.
And you can't be differential around people. Something wrong with Uno, man.
Yeah, when you start developing your own definition of words and terms, you can't listen to you anymore. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Like if
That shit's
Brad
hard
start
to
talking
listen
to me
to.
about them big finance and politics, guess what me I go do? Silent.
Hmm.
And if you have something you can add, me say, yo, Brad, you trigger me upon this, and me want to say, can you do it this way? Can you do it that way? Come on, learn them thing there from Brass. Me not go in there and say, well, Brass, me know literature better than you, so yeah, let me just read up on what you're doing, and I'm gonna know it. No, that's not how that works. That's not how that works. You understand?
Yeah,
You
but
have to
this ain't even it.
I think we
This
have a
wouldn't
problem
even
with that in our community.
right. This wouldn't even be an example of that though, brother. Anathema. This was an example of a motherfucker that's just wrong and wouldn't shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? It's not even like a. Go ahead. What were you saying?
No, you're good, man. You're right, though. No, I was trying to be quiet.
Yeah, that's just. I mean, that to me, I just can't sum it up any other way. Like, nigga, you just wrong. Like, just stop talking, but you won't. So it's not even about some shit going over your head or, like, if Brass talking certain shit, I couldn't understand. This is some simple kind of. This nigga tried to convince us 2+2 ain't 4. At a certain point, I'm like, why are we doing this? I don't
I'm gonna show
know.
you. I don't know if you remember earlier, right? When
Uh-huh.
Stu Pease actually explained what went on with the clock question, right? I immediately realized why and tried to just throw a number out there, because I didn't even listen to the question really, and I'm a literature teacher. I'm just telling you, I visualized the clock at 12:15. That's just what I did, just intuitively. I didn't even think about where the hour mark would be on the tree. Now, just if you visualize that correctly, right? There's no way, just knowing degrees, you would have put 45 degrees. You probably would have guessed, just on a natural guess, you would have guessed between maybe 5 and 15 degrees. Just on a natural
what's
guess,
funny about that?
angle. And when he
Not to
explained
cut
that,
you.
I realized, like, yo, not only did I not
Right.
fucking read the question the way I was supposed to read it, I visualized it incorrectly. So there was no way I was going to do the right answer, period. And I learned from that, even though I've seen that question before, if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But just the reason of it and what Stu Pease did, because he's good at that shit. So why would you be that? You understand what I'm saying? Take that as a
here's the
learning
thing.
like, oh, Stu Pease is showing off or whatever these people is doing. I took it as a learning opportunity, and I realized exactly. So now, if you ask me any question about the clock, that's never gonna happen again in my mind. It's never.
Back. That's the man. You see what I'm saying? Like, ask me that question again and see what would happen. You see what I'm saying? Like, yeah. As a matter of fact,
You can even put
I
it
was
on
working
4
on
and
a
5. You can put it on 4 and 5 or whatever. I'm gonna still go back to what Stu Pease said and gonna use that and look at the angle and remember to visualize the clock, even if I've got to drive out on the paper, because I ain't got a visualization and I'm more of a graphic oriented learner. You understand? Because you have different learning piece.
And that'll happen because you went through that experience. Go ahead, Corey. What'd you say, Corey?
I was saying I remember my answer to that when I said 0 degrees. Yeah. But then I thought about it, when I listened to what Stu Pease said, I thought about it like, every time that second hand moves, that 3, you know what I'm saying, it moves too. So it's an increment in between there. And
in between.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So it was a good education on that.
I was mad about that too, though. I was.
But you're supposed to be mad, but not
Yeah.
intimidated. You understand what I see it? In that respect, that's how I used to teach the test. Like, nah, man, you supposed what you made wrong, so you never do that again. Don't look at this as this thing is saying you're stupid.
Right.
Yeah.
Intuitive at certain questions than you are. Certain questions I just knew immediately. Grammar and all of that, and there's no math kind of involved in other question. So I'm just looking at, oh, that's a syllogism. Oh, that's got to do with the phrase. That.
You know what's crazy, brother Anathema? The entire time you've been talking today, right? You know, everyone likes to mention those rough school movies, Dangerous Mind, this one, Lean on Me, and that one, right? One of my favorites is, and the OG one of that shit is Serve with Love with Sidney Poitier, right? Bro, the entire time you've been talking, you okay, I'm glad you know that movie. The entire time you've been talking, bro.
I watch black and white movies. I watch them all the while, man. Because it gives you
The entire time you've been talking all day, like I've been wanting to watch that motherfucking movie. You are a fucking teacher. I just want to tell you that. Like, oh man, like, bro, get back to it.
You know that, right?
I can use this as a gas in the truck. Or maybe not. What do you want to eat with barbecue?
I watch every one of Sidney Poitier movie.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite movies of all time. Like we can go to all the listen. Lean on Me is the shit. I get it. Goddamn, Dangerous Minds. All of the rough school where the one teacher comes in and turns it. That was the OG of those movies, and like it for some reason it was special to me because of the way that Sidney Poitier taught in that like how do I want to say it? The way he connected. Yeah. Let me just shut up for those who haven't seen it.
Yeah, make them go
for
watch
sure.
it.
Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna shut up.
Sidney Poitier was the first one to slap the white man on television when he slapped the shirt.
Talk that shit. Talk that shit.
And they made that one of the #1 series in America.
Heat of the Night. Talk that shit, baby. Talk that shit. Niggas don't know.
But you know what they would call him now? I tell that.
Did you say he? You say Heat of the Night, yo?
They would say he married a white woman.
Yeah, and Heat of the Night. That was the first time that was seen on film, unless someone else can show me otherwise.
They both married white people, but was in love with each other. But because of the times and the business and what they was doing to advance financially and to get the type of roles they were producing and this and that. But you know that real relationship was Diane Carroll and Sidney Poitier. Yeah.
You're right. All right. Right.
And they was using those marriages politically and financially for gain and
politically and financially. Yes, absolutely.
But nowadays,
man. Yeah, we a sellout.
Films and what they did in film, from Carmen to this to that, you know, the films we named about Sidney Poitier was seminal to the caricature of black people in media. Just was, and you can't say it wasn't. They said they sacrificed them love. That was the story that I got from the research. Blood clot, deep.
Yeah, man. The entire time you were talking today, bro, like there's a difference between a teacher and a goddamn teacher. You know what I'm saying? Like someone who takes it seriously, and you know the fact that you develop curriculum while meeting the standards, just all of that shit, bro. Like I don't know, man. Like the entire time you were talking, man, it's like I was like, man, I want to go watch To Serve with Love, like the entire time. And when you were talking about how you used, you allowed the kids to use their street vernacular, but you also made them use the standard. Like that's like if you watch that movie, I'm just gonna shut up. Like I said, just those who know.
Because they don't have the street vernacular embedded in them. How they move in our community? How they gonna, you know what I mean? I don't want to down on people when they go in a liquor store because all they know is
Right.
is vernacular English, and that's the language register. You're supposed to embed yourself in all that and feel comfortable.
Yeah.
And then relish in the metaphors and the creative structures of language and the little phrases and idioms that people come up with and use. They
Right.
and that and things that just come out of nowhere. If me see Stu Peas someplace and me say manners, Stu Peas are gonna say manners and respect. But manners just come out of nowhere because it comes from us wanting to have manners. So then manners become a standard greeting. But they come out of nowhere.
Right. Yeah,
But
and that's what.
I tell a man to stop saying manners when you see him brethren and say, "No, man, how you doing?"
That's just like what up? What up?
Yeah,
right.
Shit, everybody.
But in the movie though, Corey, that's what the professor did. He didn't like how do I want to say it? He didn't stop them from speaking how they spoke. What he did was like when it's time to speak this way, this is how you get what I'm saying? And that's exactly what the fuck bro, Anathema's been saying all day, like, bro, that's just powerful. Bro. Like, I wish. That's why I asked, was he still teaching? I wish my kids could talk about him. But go ahead, yeah.
And so, like I was saying earlier, like my teachers taught that was wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like what you speaking was wrong, but like his teacher said, no, it's good, it's cool. That's the way you speak. But when you
right.
This is the way they talking when you're doing this. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Definitely.
And that's what you mean by a registry, correct, brother Anathema. That's what you mean by the registry. That's what you're referring to, right?
Yeah, I heard him say that. Yeah.
Let's say you go to the voting booth, or maybe you are New York, right? And you go to use the subway, and everything is user friendly now. When you see all those foreign words, you think that shit? Like, do you think that's written in the foreign slang?
Yeah.
Or is it written in their standardization of whatever language that they adopted as their lingua franca?
Right.
Do you think they're writing ghetto Vietnamese for the Vietnamese?
Right.
No, they're not. So you gotta learn the standard English in order to function in society. Because you're gonna vote. You're gonna read laws. You might go to court. You understand? You gotta read a fucking rental application. It's not written in the Ebonics.
It's true.
Right.
This is true.
Basically, like, your fucking credit card contract.
I never thought about that factor. I obviously, I got Mexican homies and stuff, so they talk about how, the different kind of, slang and shit. You know what I'm saying? Some of them depending on where they from, it's hard for them to be, what kind of Spanish they speak, because you'll hear some Venezuelans and somebody from Mexico. And my homie, I'm getting an echo. My homie was like, yeah, sometimes I don't understand them because, they got different slang, you know what I mean? But I never thought about that. But in a more on a more global scale. Della, I got you got an echo going up.
That's a good example that you brought up, Corey, because I can tell you about that, right?
I brought it up earlier, Corey, when I told you my students used to be like, they failed Spanish class. And I said, you fell in English. You think they're teaching ghetto Spanish in the Spanish class? They don't know the Spanish.
Yeah.
And they don't want to know it. They don't want to read all the old Spanish literature in Spanish. They don't want to do the same shit you don't want to do. You know why? Because it's written by old and people from European and all of that shit too.
Yeah. But yeah, so I
So
never thought about how like even in Vietnam or China, like they got slang, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, you know, when you
yeah.
think of it, you like, oh, you know, obviously it's obvious when you think about it. But I never thought about it in the way he put it. Like, yo, when they writing shit, they not right, you know. So some of them Chinese, it depend on what standard or what class you in. You know what I'm saying? The way
So check
how
this
you
out. Check this
understand.
out. Check this out, Corey.
Yeah.
Check this out.
Hey,
Can I say
Gullah,
Who's yelling?
oh, that is that. Oh, you trying to say something, Gullah? My bad. Yo, it was like your mic
Yeah,
was off
someone
last
was
time.
yelling.
You broke
I'm
up or something though, Gullah.
saying shit. No,
Oh,
Are you
no,
talking to us?
yeah.
no,
I'm keep.
yeah,
I'm keep.
he talking to us. Yeah. We can hear you.
Okay, yeah, we can't hear you, Gullah. That's what it is. If you're trying to talk, people can't hear you. That's what it is. You're going in and out.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear
Yeah.
you now. Yeah. Now you good.
Yeah, I'm saying Spanish is my second language, yo. Like it ain't just the slang, it's the slang too, but it's the dialect all together. Like it's different dialects. It ain't just the slang when you talking about like different
Right.
Spanish.
Yeah, of
Oh,
course. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. But
you know what's interesting about that, Gullah? I'm almost fluent in Castilian Spanish, right? But I'm out here on the West Coast, right? I could like if I talk to the Mexican folks
Yeah,
around,
yeah, nigga.
they won't know what the fuck I'm
No, no,
talking.
nigga,
Yeah,
you speak European Shakespeare Spanish, nigga. That ain't
right.
that's not even Latin American Spanish, bro. We don't say
Yeah,
nigga, you over there saying vos and vosotros and shit, nigga. We'll use them V's and
yeah.
shit.
Right. Yeah, I came over here to California thinking I was gonna
what
be
would be the lingua,
bilingual and learned that nah, nigga.
what would be the lingua franca of the different Latin American countries? They would establish their own dialect as the, or would the Spaniard dialect be what is taught in the schools, and then people just use their own personal
No.
dialect?
Ain't nobody teaching Spanish. It only if you're in Europe or whatever country that's real close to Spain. Now they speak the Latin American Spanish, and it might be different.
no. What he's asking about is what they teach in school. So like you know how even in America, right? When they
It
talk,
depends on the country. It depends on the country though. It depends on the country you in though.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm asking.
I went to Catholic school. That's why they taught that Castilian Spanish. That's the reason why. I learned that at a Catholic private school. So I mean, like it just depends on. I would think where you are and what you.
So, all right. So, if you was to write a Spanish document, all of them are written in just one in their specific dialects, and just reinterpreted in the other dialects for other countries, or is there like one standard way that you write Spanish for like international treaties amongst all of these countries that have different dialects? Like, would you defer
That I
to the
don't know.
Castilian and the standard the same way in business people defer to standard English for contracts worldwide?
Gullah would be the one question. I wouldn't.
That's what I'm asking Gola.
You said what now?
I want to know. Like, say if the Latin American countries wanted to write a treaty that all of them can understand, despite their different dialects, what would be the default dialect to unify the whole of it?
That's a good question.
Shit, I don't know. Shit, yeah, I don't know. It really ain't
Yeah.
no unity like that.
Right. That's why I was hoping maybe you could answer it because I wouldn't know. Yeah, so I don't think there is one, bro. I really don't.
Yeah, it really ain't. Yeah, it really ain't none of that shit. Yeah.
What I want to, because they all deviated from the Castilian Spanish, right? The same way all the English dialects deviated from formal English, whether American or British, right? So
Right.
I want to know if that would be the standard.
I wouldn't. I couldn't say. I don't think so because like most of the quote unquote like true like the Mexicans that come across the border here in California, right? Like they don't know that shit.
Talking
That
about
shit is
culture,
foreign as
I'm
fuck to
talking
them.
about like academic people that's doing politics.
Yeah, yeah. So in other words, I'm not sure whether they would refer to that alien version of Spanish or not. I'm not sure. I don't know.
Yeah, just look
That's
it up.
yeah.
It ain't one. It ain't one, yo. I just look at it.
I
Ain't
don't
one.
think there is one. Uh-huh.
Okay. All right. So there's no default standard. Okay, I didn't know.
Yeah.
I'm just asking the question because y'all fluent in another language.
Now, Mexican Spanish is more neutral. You know what I'm saying? Out of all the Spanish in
Right.
Latin America, it's the most neutral one.
Yeah, it was a trip, Gullah, when I came to California. It's like I've been like, bro, I've been learning Spanish all my life. I thought I was fluent in that shit. I came out here, had to relearn every goddamn thing. Motherfuckers didn't understand
Yeah,
a word of what I was talking.
if you go to one country, bro, if you go to just Colombia or you just go to Cuba, bro, it's gonna be different dialects and different cities and
Yeah,
areas and shit too. You know what I'm saying? It's
right.
like that's why I say my girl, she from Colombia, like she's from the Pacific Coast. They speak Pacific Coast Spanish. You know what I'm saying? It's similar to the
Mm,
Costeños, but it got its own shit too. But you know,
okay.
the coast, you know, it's on the Caribbean coast. You got Costeño Spanish. Then you go to Bogota, they speak they call it Rolo Spanish. You know what I'm saying? If you
Oh,
go to fucking Medellin, they speak Paisa. You know what I'm saying?
right. Yeah, see, some of these are no. Okay, yeah, sure.
To get them said to your way the first time. You didn't know. He was like, "What's way?" The West Coast Mexican. You never heard that? Whoever's on the West Coast.
What
I
you
know you
say?
didn't understand that Spanish. Like you ever heard the Mexican on the West Coast say, "Yo, what's on white? We?" They use the word we.
What? Yeah.
You didn't know what the
Everybody,
you
all
thought they
mess
meant
said,
which
but
way
wait,
or
wait,
something.
wait.
You thought they meant in
Yeah,
the
way just
regular.
Yeah,
mean dude.
ways like
Way
yeah,
just
it's
mean
like
dude.
dude, yeah.
It's like, hey, dude, hey, wait. The different. I mean, they do it somewhat in Colombia too, but it got popularized in
Cállate
Mexico.
way. You know, cállate way, or this way, or that way. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, dude.
Hey, so there is a standardized Spanish. Like for instance, when it comes to like mass media,
There is?
they
Okay.
have to use standardized Spanish when they talk about news and things like that. They have to remove
Okay.
the slang and the colloquialisms so that everybody can comprehend.
Which version is that? Is it the more Castilian version, or do you happen to know which version that would be, Mel?
It doesn't say which version it is. It's from the Association of Spanish Language Academies. They National Academy for all Spanish-speaking countries, and
Uh-huh.
they have the standardized Spanish or neutral.
Okay.
They call it neutral Spanish.
Okay.
Yeah, and it depends on the country too. Like in Colombia, Bogotano is the standard in Colombia. Bogota, because that's the capital of the country. So the standard is Bogota or Rolo.
Do you know where standard
Like
American English comes from?
for like academic text or like journalism, they also use
Yeah,
standard nomenclature.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
The sound is standard American English, and the grammar comes from the media, from the broadcasters, because the language is too regional. That's why they produce things and write things at the seventh grade level, and they keep it at that neutral tone that the broadcast, even the announcers, they go learn that in broadcast school. They actually master those tones and that cadence to kind of eliminate certain little accent and this and that, and center around the standard. And that goes on in every country. So when there's really no standard outside of what is used to communicate amongst the masses and unify the various dialects. That's why if you think
Yeah,
about
mostly
it, right?
and mostly like media, like in media and like like movies and films, they use just neutral like Mexican or either Colombian Spanish. You know what I'm saying? Something like that.
Oh, that's a fact. Yeah, I enjoy conversing with the brethren over here, so man. Big up for real though. Thanks for welcoming me in at the panel. I hope I didn't talk too much over today.